We are live. Welcome to the convention. I am Sevi Sanchez, one of your resident Liverpool experts, fans, super fans, wannabes. Wannabes is the right term. My other Liverpool fan is flanking at the other end, Mr. Gabriel Kelly himself.
Happy to be here.
And in the middle of this joyous Champions League semifinal sandwich is Fabio De Cecca, our Roma expert and voice of dissent.
Yes.
The voice of Serie A, as some say, the voice of an angel. We're underway here, Liverpool and Bournemouth just kicking off.
Come on, boys.
That's what we're watching. Predictions, hit me with it, guys. What do you got?
I mean, this should be a game that Liverpool takes pretty handily. I don't know how tired they're going to be from the Champions League this week, but they should be able to control this. And probably 2-0, at least.
2-0 you're going with?
Yeah. Playing at home.
Gabi?
You know what, man? We're flying pretty high right now. I'm gonna say 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah,
Wow.
4-0. We're
stepping it up.
well. I mean, you can't deny we're playing really well right now.
No, I'm not saying
Right.
that you're not. No, definitely
Right.
not.
So, and I think we've been so consistent now that, I mean, aside from the Everton match last week, we're flying.
The toughest match, like, it has to be the one sandwiched between two legs of a Champions League tie.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Which is also when we lost, when we were very flat against Man United. That came right in between the two Porto legs.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think that the hard part about playing right after Champions League, is it mental fatigue or is it like physical, like actual fatigue? Like are you just like, is your body tired, or you think it's more like the mental, like?
It's both, man. It's both, absolutely. I mean, even I'd say maybe more mental, a little bit more mental than physical.
Yeah,
if the squad's getting rotated well.
Right. I mean, part of it also is you just beat a very good Man City team over two legs, so you're riding pretty high on that, and your probably confidence in yourself is pretty high, and then you go and play Bournemouth, who is nowhere near Man City's quality.
Sure.
So you step off a little bit, right? You play down a little bit to the quality. That happens a lot.
That can be dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that can be dangerous.
I will say, and look, hey, no one's better at playing down to their opponent than Liverpool, but Bournemouth, they play a little more attacking, right? They're not total park the bus. It's not, I mean, obviously, yeah, they're not Man City. It's not Guardiola sending God knows who bombing down the flanks, whoever he paid 50 million for. But, Bournemouth will try to play a little bit.
No, but I think you're going to see a lot of what we're seeing right now, which is just Liverpool holding the ball in possession in Bournemouth's half, trying to find spots. And then Salah doing just ridiculous things.
At what point, let's say the result is secured, at what point are you going, all right, Salah, Firmino, Mane, like, get them out? Or, like, are you thinking 60, are you like, as soon as you maybe 2-0, you're starting to think, like, let's get these guys,
let's rest them. Right, yeah, for sure.
You're right there.
Woo!
Oh, come on, man.
Missed it.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice ball, Trent.
there's, a week and a half until the semifinals, so that was so close.
Wow.
You have to think about that, right? I don't know who you guys play next week, but
West Brom.
Okay, so you have to think about preserving them, especially because your first leg is at home, and you want them at the top of their game at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one thing is when we saw Chelsea come back against Southampton this morning, or earlier, is
Good ball.
Ooh.
Is you kind of realize, like, we're kind of maybe coasting, thinking like top fours, it's done, because the last few weeks when we've kind of been screwing up, Chelsea's been also drawing and dropping points, but that kind of maybe woke them up a little, saying, all right, it's not done and dusted, right? Like they're still gonna push, so you can't completely mail in these games, right? You got to get 3 points here, you got to get 3 points against West Brom.
You need to secure Champions League.
Yeah.
Right. There's no way you're going to get the title at this point, but you need to secure Champions League for sure.
And if you don't, then all of a sudden you're going, okay, great, now we really have to win Champions League just to be in it next year.
Mm-hmm. There's no easy games, man. There's no easy games.
It's hard.
So, I mean, I guess we can discuss the elephant in the room a little bit.
No. What elephant? What elephant?
I mean, all right. So what is it? It's technically Roma Liverpool or Liverpool Roma.
Liverpool
right?
Roma. We're home
game.
first, right?
Yeah. which that's the first point. I think that gives, for me, that's ideal, right? Roma has to know. I would always prefer to be the team playing at home in the second leg, because you know what you have to do.
Yeah, right? you have that little something saved if you really need it, right?
Yeah, and your objective going in the first leg is, I just wanted an away goal. Let me get that away goal, and then move forward. I mean, look, that away goal saved Roma against Barcelona, right?
Sure.
So, what are your thoughts on the game?
You're thinking Roma 1-0. You take that in a heartbeat right now.
Absolutely. 1-1, I would take.
You'd even take
2-1
1-1.
loss, I would take.
I think Roma are going to be very, very careful. They saw when City just completely blew it in the first leg because of all the fans and the bus and all that incident. Like, they're going to be ready for that. They're going to be very prepared for that. They're also in Italy, right? Some of the ultras are a bit wild. So, like, they're a little more used to that maybe.
Yeah, I mean, your fans, I would pit our ultras against your ultras any day of the week. You know what I mean?
We'll fight for the Champions League.
It's a different cup.
Woo! Get in. Oh, play the ball.
Different cup altogether. That was a good recovery by the defender. But yeah, I would take a loss as long as it's not a heavy loss. So 2-1, and as long as we score.
You're thinking you can do the Barcelona to anyone now, right?
No. I think that was kind of a
he did the Phil Jones right there.
Yeah, I guess like a salmon upstream.
Yeah.
I think the Barcelona thing was kind of a once in a century thing. You know, it's not going to happen every day, for Roma at least.
I mean, that's big.
That's
not
huge
to
for
downplay
morale,
Roma,
man.
but like
that's huge for morale.
Yeah, that was big. That was
right
big.
there. Ooh, right there.
There it is.
Come on, done.
Oh, Mr. Mane.
Wow, that was a lot faster.
First on the way to 4. I'm telling you. First on the way to 4.
I like 4 a lot better than I like 2.
Yeah.
2-0 right now.
Come on, Sadio.
You know, it's kind of weird. I feel like at first, once Salah kind of became our main guy and was getting all the plaudits and everything, I feel like Mane kind of sulked a little bit and like lost a little bit of his form. But I feel like now he's realizing that that's only going to help him score more goals.
Yeah, it takes
because
the pressure.
they like have to be tight 2 men on Salah like all the time.
Yeah.
That he gets these, right?
I mean, look at when Suarez and Sturridge were at their peak together. Like, why were they at their peak together? Because they had each other and they were both playing so well that defenders have to choose one or the other, and just leaves the other guy open or with more opportunities.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off of you as well. Like, not everybody's riding on you to score every goal. And,
sure.
Right.
And
You have a little off game.
Man.
Sure.
Someone else still can.
All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah, that was within 7 minutes.
It's pretty quick.
Can I say about back to Champions League?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not the only reason, but one of the main reasons I'm nervous about Roma is because you know, I don't watch a ton of Bayern or Madrid, honestly, but I feel like when you think of those teams, you just think attacking. It's just such a strong attack. Not that Roma doesn't have that, but
No, we don't.
I feel like in my mind, to me, just gut instincts, feelings, Roma seems like it'd be, out of the 3, the only team that wouldn't be afraid to set up more defensively against us.
Which is what we struggle.
When we play so well against teams who attack, who are so offensive.
You can exploit their over-exuberance on the attack. And
Absolutely.
come back through.
Absolutely.
Especially with Salah and Mane, the fastest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. The other thing about that is, you know, and Bayern's a great team, right? They've historically been a great team. They're traditionally a great team. But who did they really play to get to the Champions League semifinal, right?
Sevilla, technically.
Sevilla, right? Which is an okay team.
They're okay, but you know what? They mailed that in. Sevilla would look so flat. They were so flat.
They were definitely not the Sevilla that wins the Europa League regularly, right?
No, they played timid even when they were on their way out.
But then before that, who'd they play? They played Shakhtar, was it? No, not Shakhtar. They played Besiktas, I think.
Okay.
And that was a pretty routine, simple team. In the group stage, their hardest component was, I think they had Celtic, some other team, and then they had PSG. And they lost 3-0 PSG in PSG, and then I think they won 3-1 at home. Like, has their challenges really been significant enough to prepare them for Real Madrid, right? Is what I'm saying.
For as dominant as you feel like they should be.
They're a very good team, right?
They've already clinched the title, I think, in
They've
Bundesliga.
clinched the title in Bundesliga, right? But
how many
that's
games
not
they've been
much.
tested in the Bundesliga? Maybe 1?
Right.
2?
That's what I'm saying.
And in Champions League, maybe 1 or 2, right?
I think great teams need to be tested consistently to keep up their form, especially in the Champions League. it might hurt them that they didn't play a Barcelona, Juventus, a PSG, a Real Madrid in the knockout stages up to this point. So now they might come in more flat than they otherwise would.
So you're saying Real, that Real's gonna waltz.
I'm concerned. I would rather have Bayern Munich go forward than.
You would rather face Bayern than Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And more than that, I would just don't want Real Madrid to win.
Of course.
I really don't.
No one really wants that, right?
Yeah.
That'd be their three-peat, right?
Yeah. Then they get to keep the trophy 3 in a row. Bullshit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, I definitely don't want that. Ooh, that was a weird ball.
You like those Bournemouth kits? Teal? Those are like
aquamarine, seafoam blue.
That is the football kit equivalent of like a bridesmaid's dress, right? Like that ugly teal.
What?
Like who's gonna buy that jersey and wear it down the street, right?
Yeah,
like a Liverpool kit, or even a Man United kit, whatever. It's kind of classic. It's like a decent color, but who's gonna buy that?
It's like after this match, all the Bournemouth, they're gonna
give it away.
Take it to a thrift store and you're gonna find it on the racks.
That's a color you can wear in one occasion alone. 2 occasions, right? Bridesmaid dress and away kit in Premier League.
I don't know. There's like those bright yellows that some teams have that are.
The canary?
Yeah, like who has that?
Norwich?
Villarreal?
Villarreal has that. Juventus has that for like their Champions League game that just looks awful.
It's better than their pink one they used to have, right?
Our yellow kits from
a couple years ago.
It just looked like mustard and ketchup, man. I don't know. Because it had the red detailing on it.
The only team Bayern played in the Champions League looking at now was PSG in the group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Celtic, Anderlecht, Sevilla, Besiktas.
These are not heavy challenges for Bayern. And even with Sevilla, they won 2-1. Right?
It
wasn't a killing,
Offside? Lucky there.
Play on.
What do you think about our defense now, Gavi? You think Van Dijk was kind of the solution? I mean, is it you feel more comfortable now? You feel like it's still a calamity waiting to happen, or what?
No, I mean, Van Dijk. I mean, come on, Van Dijk's a huge boost. He's a natural leader. He's just such a presence, man. Look at him right now on the ball. Like, he's massive.
Yeah.
So he's a huge boost, and when you get a player in like that, and practicing with the team, right? I mean, what it looks like is that he's kind of the other players around him have stepped it up too, right? Like Lovren seemed to really step it up. Yeah, I mean, when you get a player like that, you want to play better.
You build your confidence a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the biggest. I mean, obviously he's a great defender. I mean, there's no mistaking that. But now I feel like similar to like Mane and Salah, like now there's less pressure.
What a ball!
Mane.
That first touch. Comes
off. I always hate it when the fastest guys are offside. It's like, how much of an advantage do you need?
Let's see how much.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. I tell you, linesmen have like the toughest job in the world, and the fact that they get it right more often than they get it wrong is super impressive. I have no idea how
they get it right. Like what, 85% of the time, maybe?
Maybe 90, like 95. I mean,
that's impressive.
It's very impressive to be able to see when the ball is passed and the player at the same time. As quickly as the game is.
And they're supposed to spot fouls, right? Yeah. If there's a foul near them and they miss it, it's like, what the fuck is the lineman doing?
Yeah.
Right?
It's craziness.
No, anyone but Defoe.
The danger man. How old is Defoe? Let me guess. Give me your guesses.
I'm gonna say 30, 34. I'll say 35.
You say 35?
35.
34.
35.
35, huh?
35. Still looks about 28.
Because who did he play for in the MLS? He came over to the MLS for a little bit.
Oh, he did. That's right.
Jermaine Defoe. He's had a carousel of careers.
Was it New York?
I think you're thinking of
Toronto.
Wright Phillips.
Oh, Toronto.
Yeah,
I think Toronto. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Toronto, 2014.
Yeah.
11 goals and 19 appearances. You guys want to hear the career arc of Mr. Defoe?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Senior
the
career.
Journeyman.
99 to 2004, West Ham. Bournemouth on loan for a season. Spurs for 4 years. Portsmouth on loan for a season. Portsmouth full-time for a season. Back to Spurs for 5 years. Toronto for a year. Loaned back to Spurs. Sunderland for 2 years. And since 2017, back at Bournemouth.
You think Spurs are where his
glory years came?
Glory years? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's why he was there for so long.
Ooh. See you later. Come on.
Yeah,
Little 1-2s.
Look
at the counter.
That's a foul.
Yep.
Who do you like taking free kicks now without Coutinho?
So you mean like on target? Like take
yeah, like this, right? I mean, it's close enough to shoot. There's gonna be a wall.
You know,
right?
I gotta give it to my boy Trent, man.
Yeah, you like that? His little
From
like
the
that like
Champions against Hoffenheim.
He does that run up, but then he like hits it like kind of like inside of the footy. Like, you know what I mean? Where it like does that
instep.
Yeah. It's got that weird kind of like this.
That knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking around and saying, "Come on, take it off me."
Look at Ox Salah walking away. He's like, I got this.
Ox can hit it too. He's got that driven shot. He always hits about medium height.
Well-placed free kick.
Yeah.
This is where you want it, right?
Prime.
Prime.
Actually, this is a lot.
Come on, repeat of Hoffenheim right here, Trent. Come on.
The ball. You don't know how to set up the wall because it's
cameraman
too
thinks
centered.
It's him. Ooh. I thought he was gonna go near post.
Tricky.
Not bad. What?
It's not a bad idea.
Too much.
Who would you guys say is your weakest link in the defense?
Defense.
Not like I'm doing a scouting report or anything like that, but
like our back four?
In your back four.
Or can we count midfielders as well?
No, let's do the back four only.
Okay.
If you were most concerned, if Roma had the ball and was pressing down one side, where would you have the most concern?
Lovren.
Yeah.
I mean, just with he hasn't been the most consistent.
Robertson's solid. Van Dijk is solid.
Yeah.
And Alexander-Arnold is kind of against Man City, he was great, right?
Who's Leroy Sané when you got Trent Alexander-Arnold on the pitch, man?
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if going off of consistency, Lovren's probably the least consistent, or has been the least consistent. So he would make me the most nervous. But with that said, he's been stepping it up, man. He's been stepping it up.
Good night.
On the left. Oh, not enough.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if Salah didn't score.
Dude, his touch is insane. His touch is insane.
Keep it so close to his body.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because I almost don't want to say it, but you know who that left-footed speed close touch reminds you of, right? There's like two players that I can think of that have like that. One of them is bald and plays for Bayern Munich, and the other one is not in the Champions League anymore thanks to Fabio's boys. But you know what I mean? That close control where you're able to be so fast with the ball that close to you.
Oh man, that goal, that his goal against Tottenham at the very end of the match before they got their penalty.
That was brilliant. Brilliant. There was no space, and he still kind of.
Was it three guys? It was like Ali. It was who else? Dyer. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
He split them up though, man. Oh, that was so satisfying. And a little chip.
For about 2 minutes, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. The end of that match was heartbreaking.
The big concern that I have for that game, the Roma-Liverpool game, is like I think Manolas is fast and he can keep with Mane, he can keep with Salah, but he can't keep with both, right? So who else do you have?
You say he's the only one you have?
Who has that speed? I mean, it'll depend, right? So Juan Jesus is a pretty fast guy, but he's not the most consistent defender. Okay. And then you could put Florenzi back there, but that's not a good use of his skill. He's better on the wing.
He's attacking. He's
much better on the wing. And then you have Perez, who's pretty fast, but again, not super consistent sometimes. So your real concern is Fazio. Fazio's a good defender. He's big and he's strong, but he's not fast. So Salah and Mane will run like circles
straight at
around him. Yeah, straight past him. So he'll have to foul him. His best option is covering Firmino. That's the only thing he can do.
Could be worse. There could be old, what's his name, Philippe Mexes back there, right?
Yeah, chopping people down.
Yeah. you know how he deal with that situation.
Yeah, probably punch a guy in the face.
Where is he nowadays?
I don't know. I stopped tracking him after
he went to Milan, right? And then he just disappeared.
I think he went back to France, maybe.
I think we need the update on that.
He is.
Nothing.
He's retired, but not retired. I don't think he formally retired. I just think no one signed him. Oh, no, he's retired. He's retired.
That's a form of retirement.
He retired because he apparently couldn't find a club.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he probably wanted a lot of money or wanted to go to a big club.
He did score a ridiculous goal one time in a friendly match.
That volley, right?
Yeah, that was just.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
Mr. Ibe, former Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, always have a soft spot for Ibe.
I mean,
he worked hard. He worked hard, man. Just technically.
I feel like
wasn't there.
I feel like there was kind of this crop of like forgotten young Liverpool players that like kind of went on to like varying things, like Ibe, right? And like Suso, who's now the man of Milan. Right, like Suso.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah.
Flanagan, which I don't, who knows? And then who was our left back was that young kid that he was a Scouser. He was supposed to be the next big thing.
Left back?
Yeah, Jack Robinson was his name, something like that. For one season under Brendan Rodgers, he played left back, and Flanagan played on the right.
How much are you guys missing Brendan Rodgers right now?
Zero negative amount.
How much do you think Liverpool's success right now is part of, you know, this attacking trident that you guys have and part of Jurgen Klopp's design?
Oh man, like I love Klopp.
I think he's one of my favorite coaches.
Come on.
He's one of my favorite coaches. His passion and like
the way he tries to play.
The way he tries to play, but it's really just like his intensity on the sideline gets everybody riled up.
Yeah,
you know, I love that kind of
the players feed off that, right?
Yeah, I don't like a coach who just sits there and doesn't.
You don't like
do
Benitez.
anything.
You don't like Rafa Benitez.
Not a Benitez.
When they score and he
Ancelotti kind of does that kind of too. I'm not a huge fan of that. I want a coach who's on the sideline, like screaming with his team and gets emotionally involved in everything that's happening.
Yeah,
I loved it. I love everything about that. And when Conte was doing it in the Euro, I like that. Klopp does that all the time. Yeah, Klopp does that all the time here, and like it shows like his dedication, his passion.
He also doesn't. Well, let's be honest. He's not a doucher like Mourinho is,
Right,
right? Like Mourinho's the same way. He celebrates a lot, but then he says things that just makes everyone despise him. Even he used to say things that only made other teams despise him, and your own fans love him. Now everything Mourinho says, everyone hates. Even his own fans and players.
One of the main things I love about Klopp is that what he's done is you know, you have your Man Cities and you have your Man Uniteds and your PSGs, all the money, and they just buy what they can, the best players.
Right.
Klopp's bringing in players that actually want to play for Liverpool.
Yeah, they're not just getting a paycheck.
They want to be here. They want to play, right?
Right.
And that energy, that attitude, like you can feel it, especially this season, man. You can just feel it. Guys want to be here. They want to play. They want to play for him.
After the game, when he's given, you know, like players are excited to celebrate for him. They want to like kind of want to make him proud in like maybe a weird fatherly way, or I don't know what it is, but like they definitely, you know, they want to be there.
Ooh, that's offside.
Is that off?
Oh. I'll tell you what, he didn't look off to me.
Well, no, I think the first pass was off, not the goal.
Thank God.
It was his heel pass.
Yeah, It's clever though.
But that's also why the defenders stopped back there. Otherwise, I don't think.
Did they?
Yeah. I saw them let off. There was a time though where Mourinho was like that though, right? He would be the guy that I think Zlatan was the one who famously said like, Pep, you kind of understand, but Mourinho you'll die for.
Yeah.
So this was the Inter days, right?
Yeah.
So he's just not become that guy. He's no longer that person. But to have a coach where you could say that, that's an impressive feedback, right?
You want to win for that guy.
For that guy, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that's.
It's no longer the
Klopp,
case with
right?
Mourinho, but that's definitely the case with Klopp for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm sure the players feel supported by him, right? Things go wrong, he's going to support them. Mourinho will throw you under the bus.
Oh,
you know
absolutely. He will
the
drag
bus that
your
he
name.
parks. You know what I mean?
He will drag your name through the press. Like
what's recently was it Luke Shaw? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like let him have it. It's like this guy's been injured for months, and he's just like, I don't know what his deal is.
And that's and okay, so maybe what he's saying about Luke is maybe it's true, but
you don't say
you don't have to say it in the press and put him out like that.
Exactly.
Hang him out to dry.
That was pretty savage.
He probably thinks that's some sort of motivating tool, and just, I don't think that works like that.
100%.
And like Mkhitaryan too, like Mkhitaryan's a good player. Like I've always been like a big fan.
What do you say about Mickey?
Well, he's the one who just like wouldn't play him, and like apparently they had like a rift, and like that's why he was like willing to let him go to Arsenal, which is, you know, I always found it weird when you have a good player on your team and you like force him out. Ooh, it's like if he's good, like you can work with this guy.
That's the Salah I want to see in a week and a half.
Sky in it.
He's getting it out right now. He's getting it out right
now. Is
that
what it is?
He's dialing it in.
Yeah.
Getting everything tweaking.
Against you guys, that's going upper corner. That's going top 90, man.
Do you think he's gonna try too hard against Roma? Like, is he?
No, I think he's still a professional. He's gonna play, right?
Yeah. If he scores, he won't celebrate.
Sure.
No way.
No, he won't celebrate.
Yeah, that'll be a good. I don't know. This is not a league game, right? This is the Champions League semifinal that Liverpool hasn't been to in a while, right? So, I would be okay with him celebrating. I wouldn't take, as a Roma fan, I wouldn't take offense to it. That scored a very important goal.
But you know what?
Celebrate.
You're raised on Serie A, where everyone plays for every team. Your former players become your enemies, become your friends again. So like I think the whole celebrating against your former club isn't as big a deal in Italy as it is in England.
That's not true.
Really?
Like if we're talking about the big players don't move to the big clubs, especially adversarial clubs, that often. Not that often. The smaller players, just like with the Premier League, smaller players move around a lot, absolutely. But the big players, no. So when they moved, so when they move to another club, especially a club that they've been in for a while, they're very respective of, after they score, they put their hands up. But I'm saying in this situation, I would be okay with it. Well, he was at Roma for what, 2 years? Yeah. So it's a decent amount of time. He was an important part of the club at that time.
Just knowing Salah, how much time like him and I've spent together, you know, his personality, I just don't see him celebrating against you guys if he scores. You know,
you can tell he's like a pretty downer.
He's a nice person.
He comes off that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mane too. Like they're both like
decent human beings.
Yeah, they don't seem like totally pretentious or self-absorbed.
Right.
I imagine you kind of they all are a little bit, right? If you're a professional athlete, but
I guess.
I mean, relative to.
You know, it's all individual personality. You know, personalities. Everyone. Professional or not, I think honestly, I mean this is going off on a tangent here, but with Emre, probably he hasn't signed the extension yet.
Yeah, it sounds like he's out. He's
off, right? If he wanted to stay, he would have signed a contract already.
Yeah, and I get it, man. I mean, I think a guy like him, he seems like more.
I was calling for the bike. Still in. Bobby.
Whip it.
Whip it real good. I'll tell you what, we've been living in their third of the field, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Comes another free kick. Oh, not Hendo.
This is more of a showing the ref that he got fouled.
More
than it's an actual injury.
Ooh. Got a little knee.
Yeah, he got him.
Emre, I feel like him, even though Klopp's put a lot of faith in him and given him
responsibility,
a ton of responsibility. He's captained the team, right?
Yeah.
At some points, but he still wants to move. So you think, okay, why? Well, he's playing for we're playing great football right now, right?
Yeah.
And so you think, okay, why does he still want to leave? You know, we'd probably pay. Ooh.
I mean, yeah, maybe he's just trying to maximize his value, which sucks because for a team to build, you need all your key players there consistently.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just trying to maximize the money he can achieve, which.
I don't know. So I'm gonna say this. I think part of it is on an individual level. Him as an individual. What maybe he feels more drawn to a team like Juventus in a place like Italy, where he kind of like, because he came out with his website like a year ago, 2 years ago. He kind of seems more like kind of like a model, kind of like pretty boy type,
he's
right?
A little into that.
That's not really Liverpool.
Liverpool's not known for their models.
Well. We were in the 90s, and that didn't work out for us too well when we were the Spice Boys and all that.
Yeah, that's right.
But we're more ethic and passion and.
But he's drawn more to the celebrity
more of the culture, more of the celebrity that's available in Italy with Juventus.
Yeah, but like Juventus, you're going to a city where, like Torino's not a glamorous city.
Not the capital of culture.
No. Right. No. I mean, maybe Milan for sure.
How far is that from Milan?
It's I don't know.
Not that far.
No?
It's probably like an hour and a half drive, 2 hour drive, maybe more. Yeah, maybe a lot more actually.
Who's driving? Your grandma?
Exactly. No, it's got to be more than that. No, it's got to be more than that. I'm not sure, but it's not close, right? So
you're saying it's kind of it's sideways, maybe. We've talked about this before. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, you and I offline. Now that Juve are out and Liverpool are in champions, I mean, can you say like you're going to a bigger club? Can you say you're like chasing ambitions? I don't think you can. Like here we are in the Champions League semifinals, possibly the finals. You know, we could win the Champions League before this summer. So like, how do you say, oh, I want to go to a bigger club, right? Like,
yeah,
or if it's a straight money grab, then.
I don't think it is straight
money grab. Then it's not. You wouldn't go to Juventus. You go to PSG. You'd go to.
So then that raises the question. So then why would he leave then? So then you figure it's got to be some other reasons, like personal, like he might just want a new challenge maybe.
How can you not get along with Klopp though? They're both German. It's there's things. That's how things work. I think.
That's how things work.
So exactly. So on paper, it all makes sense that he would want to stay at Liverpool and play for Liverpool, right? You consider all those things, but he hasn't signed the contract.
I mean, is it a bigger club thing? I don't know. Like. To your point, right? We talked about this a little bit. I think the other part of that argument, though, is like the consistency that the club makes it, right? Juve has been in the Champions League semifinal finals much more consistently in the last few years than Liverpool have.
I get
maybe they're looking at it from that perspective, and the same would go for a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, Bayern, for that matter. So,
I just think it's more of a maybe Emre doesn't feel like the culture of Liverpool. And the team doesn't really doesn't
vibe with that.
What, winning doesn't work for him? Ooh.
No, you know what I mean, like the atmosphere, just like the city itself. Maybe I don't know. Liverpool is known as being a working class working class city.
All right, how many shots have we had? I gotta see what we got here going on. I feel like we've been living in their half.
Throw it up.
But we have not had much to show for it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little absurd.
There you go. 30% of the game has been in their third, which is pretty impressive. Over 60%. That's not really surprising, right? That's pretty at this point pretty standard. Unless we're playing Man City, that's like maybe the only team that outpossesses us.
Yeah.
Or like I think we actually were down in possession when we were beating Porto 5-0 because. They had so many free kickoffs to start the game again, right? Yeah, of course.
I think somebody on Twitter said it's like a practice session for Liverpool, and it really is. This is like a perfect practice session for them. Yeah, but to keep the momentum going.
We kind of fall into that, and then all of a sudden they let's say that they didn't give offside on that disallowed goal a minute ago, and then all of a sudden it's 1-1, and it's pretty kind of embarrassing.
But wait, you said at the beginning this is your top team, right? This is the starting lineup that you would prefer to have in a big game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that surprising that he didn't put anybody as a sub in this game? That he didn't put some people on the rest?
Danny Ings or someone on the
just to rest even the top three to start.
I'm a little surprised. All right, check this out.
They have a week before the next game. That's plenty of time to recuperate.
He might rest somebody. He might rest somebody in the next game.
Less than that is just risk of injury, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if it's by design, but if Bournemouth is trying, I don't feel like they're trying to funnel in because we've definitely gotten some love down the wings. But all Liverpool shots have come pretty centrally, right? It's pretty narrow. 4 misses, 2 saves, block, 8 attempts. Let's see how our boys Bournemouth.
There's not many on goal.
1. Well,
I mean, the one.
And it went wide, or high. I mean.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I think this is going to be a possession game for the rest of the time.
Was that Genie? Oh, good. Hey, there you go. Play on.
Here it is.
Smash it.
Hit it.
Boom.
Oh.
Aye.
He loves those.
That's one of those where you get so excited. He scored that nasty one against Man City from right around there.
First game, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same spot.
That's his jam, is like running forward with the ball, driving that shot. He
swings across his body.
He went across.
I think he adjusted because he saw the defender come across.
It's that, you know what I mean? Like the little moves. I love it. Yeah. So things that you do at home when you're watching the game, you know what I mean, that he does on the sideline.
Don't let us hold you back. If you have to, if you got to work it out, you can work it out.
This is Roma for sure.
The Roma League campaign though this year. What is going on with you boys?
Where are you guys? Where are you guys?
Tied for 4th right now.
Okay.
Or 3rd. Tied for 3rd.
Okay.
Technically in 4th, I think. We're playing too. We're tied with Lazio, and we're playing them tomorrow. It's the derby.
What do you do in that game, huh?
What do you mean? What do I do in that game?
I mean,
do you play your best player? I know that's a big issue because we need to secure because Inter's right behind us, 1 point behind. I think 1 point. So there's that Champions League spot is still in hot contention, and Milan and Atalanta are pushing up.
Yeah.
So we have to win tomorrow. It's Lazio Roma too. It's an away game.
What in terms of games played, is it all even, or any games in hand?
No, it's all even. Yeah, everybody's squared up and going.
Cool.
Simone.
Yeah, that's one of the things for us right now, and we have our Tottenham has a game in hand, and we're tied on points.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So pulling in that respect, pulling from Man City.
Yeah.
Later on today.
Man City will win it, right?
Ooh. If they beat Tottenham?
If they beat Tottenham? Oh no, I think technically because.
Oh, Man United have to draw.
Man United have to draw, right?
Something
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Onside.
He was onside. He just overcooked that pass.
He would never gotten that. Never would have made it.
What did you guys think of the Real Juve ending?
I'm glad that's the game I ended up watching.
Oh, not the Sevilla.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was because I was streaming it, so I think the Fox Sports app didn't have the Sevilla Bayern. Okay, honestly, that's when I wanted to watch it first was Sevilla Bayern, and then I didn't have a choice. But right away, Mandzukic with the header 2 minutes in.
2 minutes in, I know.
It's like, okay, I'm not turning this off. I mean, what can you say? Michael Oliver made the right call.
Was it a foul? Probably, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think the argument that a lot of people have been making, and I think it's a good one, is was it 100% like? Was it a rough enough foul to call it in the 93rd minute?
Should it matter?
To give a penalty?
Should it matter?
Right, but if you have to be consistent about it, right? And it's not his fault that the game where Cuadrado was fouled in the box and there was no call scored.
Yeah.
Or
no
penalty scored.
Yeah.
Oh. Called. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was just rough. It was a rough way to end the game.
No one wanted to see it end like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for either team, right? You don't want to see a last kick of the game, dubious penalty. Like
I think Juventus fans would have been more appreciative had they lost in overtime or in penalty kicks.
Sure.
Than to lose that way, right?
But it's like if you're Benatia, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
That's stupid.
It's the very end of the game. I know, like okay, like maybe tired legs, tired mind. Oh, is he in?
Oh,
he was in. The rare, poor ball control.
What are you doing? Putting your hand on his back and then sticking your leg out, trying to wrap it around.
When the ball's at his chest height, you can't generate enough.
And he's close enough to Buffon that Buffon could come out and grab the ball.
Buffon, I think Buffon maybe should have been a little quicker to
come off the line. Yeah.
I think younger Buffon maybe is.
But Buffon ironically had a very good game. He made some good stops.
Yeah.
And so you had to give it to him. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It was just a stupid play. Come on,
but
man. As a defender, you got to know better. You got to know better.
Yeah.
You got to know better. And then he comes out. I saw a quote where he said, something about he hates it, like something about it being a contact sport. Like it's like.
Buffon did or Benatia?
No, Benatia.
Yeah.
Dude, I get it. Like you don't want to. I mean, maybe he doesn't believe it, but it's hard to be like, yeah, hey, I messed up.
He went down a little easy.
He did down very easy, and that's kind of the issue that I think a lot of people had. That Real Madrid has a pretty big habit of that. Is that any little touch, especially Ronaldo, they seem to be falling to the ground, and they were doing it all game, looking for the ref to give him a bunch of calls, and he just happened to get this one. I'm sure it doesn't help that they're playing in the Bernabeu with the entire crowd screaming for a penalty. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that atmosphere. Had it been in Torino, would they have called that a penalty? I don't know. That also goes back to the VAR part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would they? Yeah.
Would they have reviewed it? Probably, and then you could let a team of disassociated people try and make that call.
Yeah, not in the heat of the moment, surrounded by
exactly
players screaming and.
But not. It's on him, man.
Yeah, that was
it's
stupid.
on him.
It was stupid.
You
And
know,
part of that also was that he had made those stupid series of fouls just before and gotten the yellow card.
Oh yeah.
And so probably in what's his name? Michael something, the ref.
Oh, Michael Oliver.
Oliver. It was probably in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's kind of on a rampage right now. Yeah. And that helps to it.
Fouls, yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, insane ending. And then I mean, it sucks that Buffon had to go out like that, man.
It does suck.
It sucks.
You know, but that was.
Hey,
I don't think
went out worse,
yeah,
right?
He did. But also, there's some replays that show that it looks like it's not Buffon who hits Oliver. It's,
well, I heard that
Douglas Costa.
Costa like pushes
him, and then
Buffon
just happened
right?
to be. No, it looks like he pushes Oliver.
Oh.
Buffon just happens to be there, so he turns around and thinks it's Buffon.
Buffon was in his face, though. Buffon was in his face.
For sure, and he was probably yelling obscenities.
There was some
but also, Joe
there.
Hart headbutted Oliver and didn't give him a red card. That's another thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I saw that.
This was a while ago. But at the same time, would Buffon have stopped the penalty? No, right? It was like a perfectly shot penalty. Upper corner.
I mean, would Ronaldo hit that penalty before the goal?
Way.
You know, like it's hard to say.
That's true.
It's hard to say, but
I don't know. I think what's his name?
Chesney?
Marcelo came out after the game and said something. They asked him about if he was worried about becoming like Barcelona. And his comment was, "We would never be like Barcelona. We wouldn't let that happen." You pretty much almost let that happen.
They did let it happen against Barcelona in the league game earlier this year, right?
I mean, but you also pretty much you let it happen. Had it not been for a penalty kick at the very end of the game, there was the chance that you were about to blow that.
Yep.
And yours was worse than Barcelona's, right? Because you had a 3 away goal lead. Right?
Yeah. Ooh, that's filthy.
That's a big difference.
That's that move. Sorry, I'm going off.
No, you're good. That was a nice move.
Hopefully they replay that. That move, man, scissor move. It's such a.
Oof.
It's so effective, man. So effective.
It looks like nobody in the crowd reacted to that too. We're just so complacent.
We're kind of used to that.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We do that sort of stuff.
It's nothing new.
Nothing new. Henderson's been having a pretty decent game, huh?
Yeah, that position is underrated.
It's pretty, and especially the way he plays it is kind of thankless.
Look at him making the run.
There's a lot of running.
Give it to him. Oh yeah, come on.
We got to get that second.
There we go.
Well, that was a fantastic touch. To stop that ball moving pretty quickly.
Mr. Robertson, Scottish engine.
Robbo. Again, I think you know if he stays with the club for a long time, he's going to be another one of those players that just workhorse, man.
Yeah.
He's already shown that. And
Robertson.
Like Milner.
Where did he come from, right?
No fuss.
Who were we battling out to get his signature, right? You know, there was no big transfer saga. There was none of these rumors back and forth. We signed him. We said, who is it? Where? What? But
Klopp has the eye. Klopp has the eye, man.
He likes who he likes. He's got his guys, right? His runners.
He knows who. I mean, he's shown it, right? With guys like Robertson and Salah.
He did the same thing in Dortmund, right? He did the same thing in Dortmund.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about my 4-0.
You think it's in
prediction?
danger?
I don't know because
They started very strong, but I think that goal so early really helped them take the gas off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously still trying for it, but
we're pushing.
Bournemouth is kind of packing it in.
That's all they can do, really. Well, I mean, where else can they go? We're moving the ball forward so fast, they have to react and just live in their own half a little bit.
Live with it.
Just wear it, guys.
And Bournemouth just really looking. Let's just get to halftime down 1-0. That's a victory so far.
Yeah, just survive a little bit.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to give up another goal right before halftime.
No, for sure. That'd be super demoralizing.
But they're doing all right in the league right now. I mean, they're not fighting relegation or anything. They're kind of middle of the table.
Yeah.
Maybe it's getting close to the end of the season. They're not willing to really.
They don't want to risk injury.
Or get super embarrassed by
another
shot off target.
That's a tough header, man.
I feel like Mane, he's got 1 goal right now, and he's already going for his hat trick. You know what I mean? Where he kind of, you know what I mean? It's like in his head where he's thinking, I'm going to score a bunch of goals today, but it's like maybe just worry about the next one.
Yeah.
A little too far ahead. No, I like that. Go ahead, Monty. Think about that.
Score?
Reach for the stars, man.
I feel like everyone else is trying to set up Salah, though, right? Like they're trying to get him his goal.
And because they want him to make sure he wins the.
They don't want to see Harry. Who wants to see Harry Kane win the leading scorer
Come on,
off of penalties and deflected shots he stole from his teammates, right?
Swearing on his daughter's life.
Would he win the Golden Boot too?
Could.
Who's closest to them in Europe?
Is it Cavani maybe?
I don't think he has that many.
It was a minute ago.
Immobile, I think, was at the top.
Immobile was, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But
that's right.
Did he go cold, or is he still scoring?
Well, they count all goals, right? They count all goals, not just the league goals, right?
For Europe, we're talking Europe.
For Europe,
okay.
right? Yeah. So I think he had 1 or 2 in the Europa League. So
I think he has the same amount as Salah. If not, maybe one or 2 less. Fewer.
Let's see who we got here.
There's halftime. No extra time.
Very little.
Now let Bournemouth suffer any longer.
Give him a break.
You want to see who's leading the race for the golden shoe? That's not right.
That can't be right.
No, it's domestic only.
What did you think about the thing I sent you about
The draw?
the draw early?
Oh, you know what?
I've been thinking about it more, and it's possible that
The ticket thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible that Roma just had prepared a bunch of tickets just in case, so that they can have it delivered right away. It's just strangely suspicious that
That's the one.
But Liverpool was the one that got leaked early. You know what I mean? I don't think it was rigged, but it's very. It doesn't help. It doesn't help UEFA's cause when they're already a suspicious organization that people think is rigged to have something like that happen.
I'll tell you what. Maybe every year, every other year, every major tournament, there's something there's. Oh, the draw was rigged. The balls were heated. You know, the balls were frozen. This was released, right? Or, Barcelona. What was it? This January window when they released early, or Nike or whoever it was, the buy the Coutinho Barcelona jersey before the deal. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what to believe because you're right. FIFA, UEFA, I'm not trusting these.
I think they're corrupt as well. But I don't know. The thing I started thinking about too was does it matter, right? Or not does it matter, but if it was rigged, would they have put Roma Liverpool? Wouldn't they have wanted the real Bayern final?
So let's think about that. What are the benefits of them rigging it to have Roma Liverpool and then Bayern Madrid?
Unless they wanted to have the Cinderella story of
wanted one Cinderella
Roma Liverpool to be in the final. But wouldn't you want the big heavyweights? Isn't Real Madrid and Bayern the classic? They've met more times in the Champions League than any other coupling of teams.
The first team you won in there is Real, right?
Maybe
it's getting old.
Real are still the biggest and most marketable team. So you figured they want them in the final.
So wouldn't they put them against us? Or the weakest team that they can think of?
Yeah, or Liverpool. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
it's not it's not like a clear. It's not like Russia ending up with the easiest group in the World Cup where you go, okay, well, I understand why they would want that.
Yeah. That's why more and more I think about it. I was like, I don't know if this is rigged.
It's probably just someone on the website. I mean, you think about it, they pre-build all these things. Seemed right. I worked in TV graphics, right? So you pre-build out different scenarios. Right. All it takes is you accidentally play the wrong one. Or newspaper headlines, they have to write obituaries for famous people and have them ready, so when they they do pass away, they're ready. So every once in a while, when they accidentally release it early, it freaks everyone out that you're oh my God, how did it write an obituary? It's no, they've probably got them for everyone.
Right. No, I agree. So that's what I think it was. And I didn't want it. So I texted you early and I said, Roma Liverpool is probably the best scenario because at least one of us then would progress.
Absolutely.
Right? Liverpool's my second team, so. At least one of us would progress and we can contend for the final. Because I was making an argument to him that beating a Real Madrid, maybe a Bayern Munich over 2 legs, especially playing one at their house, is going to be difficult, right? Mm-hmm. For Roma, for sure. Mm-hmm. But beating them on a neutral ground in one game, entirely possible, right? Because anything can happen in soccer.
All the pressure.
So I was very happy. I was very happy to see that, and then I immediately regretted that happiness because I was like, "Fuck! Now we gotta actually play against Liverpool." And I'd rather. I was thinking about it more. I was like, I kind of want to beat Bayern to get to the final, or I want to beat Real Madrid to get to the final because that would be more impressive of a way to get there. You know? What I mean? I don't know.
What do you think about this game? Do you think Salah's had a good game or bad game so far? How would you characterize his performance?
I think he's moved well off the ball. His touch hasn't been the way it normally is, and his shots haven't been the way they normally are. But he's still making it difficult for Bournemouth's defense. And you're not going to have a perfect game every time. So I think as long as you continue to just hustle and work, you're going to allow opportunities for other players to score. He's doing a good enough job of that.
Who's been your best performer this half?
Best performer this half?
Mane, you're going to go Mane with the goal, someone in the back?
I would probably say Henderson. He's been working hard, winning balls, distributing. That's a key component of a good player.
Let's take a look at Mr. Henderson.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Ooh.
That's just only getting more embarrassing.
It's going the wrong way, boys. Pass map for Jordan Henderson.
Look at how space Hendo's in right there.
Yeah, he's just by himself. He can distribute. I mean,
Bournemouth's just
53 passes in the first half. That's pretty good. 40 of which have been successful. That's an outstanding ratio.
2 chances created off some long balls too. That's not bad. Let's look at his forward passes.
The majority
2 to 1
is passing forward. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't underestimate that role, right? How critical that positioning is.
That these passes that start right
in the back.
Like, yeah, in between your third and the middle third, like right here in that little between the line crease, right?
Yeah, because it signifies that the defense is comfortable giving you the ball.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to lose it. You're going to make a smart pass. You're going to move it forward. And that's like something you need. That's what, in the Roma-Barcelona game, when we came back, that's what De Rossi was. Like, he was the one, they passed him the ball and he cleared it confidently to a player. He distributed, he played defense. That role is like the most critical point in a game for me.
It's almost like it's a little bit thankless when it's going well like this. Like, maybe, okay, we notice it, like, hey, good game.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get, like, not going to write him up in the paper.
Right,
not going to get accolades. But when those passes go wrong there, when you turn the ball over there, that's when you usually turn over their midfield and they have a guy free because because you just played out of the back. So your defender is not close to the forward.
Right, he's moving up and anticipating.
Exactly, because you guys are trying to play out of it, so you're trying to get away from them.
Yeah.
So as soon as you turn the ball over there, he's got to pass to get someone free running towards goal who's unmarked.
Absolutely.
So like that's like you don't appreciate it until it goes wrong, and then you're just like, shit.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time. Like, Salah's probably not having the greatest game. He's missed a lot of shots. If he scores one goal, it kind of makes up for all of it.
All forgiven.
Right? Yeah, it's all forgiven, right?
With the headline, Salah scores again, keeps hot streak.
Exactly. But Henderson can have a perfect game, and if at the last minute he accidentally makes a small bad pass or he loses the ball in midfield and they score, he'll get ruined.
Slaughtered.
Right? It's not fair.
Yeah, you get taken apart for one mistake if it leads to
exactly
losing the game or the other team scoring.
Mane, 5 attempts.
That's pretty good in the
he's
first
trying.
half.
All in the box too.
Only 2 of which were misses. That's on target saves or blocks.
Right. He had the save and the goal follow up.
Yeah.
And who else do you want to see? Mr. Salah, a couple attempts, a little farther away. He's cutting in though. He's coming centrally. He's not too jammed up. Should have scored that first one probably when he just had to chip it maybe the keeper.
Right. Do you think that's a weakness of his game? Is that he's too dependent on his left foot to cut in?
Probably, but people used to say the same about Messi, right?
Yeah, I don't think it is, man. I think
he scores a couple with his right. I feel that one was like kind of a reaction one where you're just gonna use whatever like foot just comes in your mind or whatever you have the ball with.
But don't you think that's also kind of like a characteristic of left-footed players only, that they're only known for being only left-footed and really bad right-footers? Like, you don't ever hear that about a right-footed player.
Yeah, he's so right-footed.
Yeah,
right?
I've never heard that before about a right-footed player. That traditionally right-footed players can do some things with their left.
They do a little with their left.
Yeah.
It's never as glaring, maybe.
Right, exactly. Or maybe just because there's so few good left-footed players that they stand out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's probably just because majority of players are all right-footed.
Right-footed,
yeah.
Salah definitely playing the furthest forward, right? He's getting the most love out there.
Go back to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Like average positioning.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in their own half.
Sitting back.
Right?
They're sitting back.
obviously they're trying to contain the midfield, and like their defenders are getting pushed way back. Like having such a low line is.
But look at the way they're set up. They're furthest back here. It's exactly where Salah is going to play, right?
Up, yeah.
This is to like protect against him, which I guess you could argue.
I would argue it's not even to protect against that. They're being forced in this position because Salah's constantly pushing up there.
Driving forward.
For sure.
Alexander-Arnold pushing up a lot on the right. I mean, it's coming down our right, which is usually Robertson. I'm kind of surprised that he's that far back, to be honest. He usually joins up a little more.
Yeah, he hasn't really been getting up as much this first half and whipping those crosses in down the line.
But this is a sign of a confident team moving forward, that you can move your back line without having to worry about it. This is a sign of a team who's nervous about offensive threats, but also a sign of a team who doesn't play an offensive trap well, right? Because they can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, look at that gap in between the midfield.
Right. If your average position was higher up, it kind of symbolizes you're confident in your ability to hold the line, right? Even if a player falls through, he's going to be offsides.
Yeah.
And playing a high line helps your midfield, right? Because this gap is detrimental to your entire game.
Yeah.
Right.
When the other team controls the ball here, that's when bad things happen.
Exactly. So you just get more and more tired when you maintain this gap and you're not able to push the line up higher. Yeah.
Tell you what, it helps being the aggressor too, right? Making the other team react to you rather than it's more. You could run 20 yards. 20 yards chasing someone is a lot more exhausting, like mentally and somehow physically, than it is running 20 yards to get onto a through ball, or like when you sniff out an opportunity, like I could get my goal. Let me make this run, right? That becomes like compounded a little bit, and like how tiring it gets. I think
also because part of it is because you're not really thinking about, I'm not going to actually probably get the ball or win the ball. I'm just following the guy because I need to stay with him.
Yeah, just make sure that a pass doesn't come here.
Exactly.
Like, I have to
that's got to just be exhausting.
That's a thankless run, right?
For sure.
And look at Defoe. All the way back.
He's dropping deep.
That's surprising.
He's dropping deep.
Otherwise, he's not getting line. I mean, that's probably one of the most defensive lineups I've ever seen in my life, right?
The pyramid, inverted pyramid or whatever?
It's barely a pyramid, right? It's a 5-4-1.
Has it worked? Would you say like only down 1-0?
No, I think Liverpool just missed more opportunities than.
So you're thinking it's coming. You're
yeah.
thinking it's 4-0 could be on.
Besides the goal, I mean, we've had other shots. You know, we've had other looks at goal. Yeah.
They've had several chances, and had it not been for a bad two touch, they could have had several more shots.
Salah has been living on that touchline.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the more I think about it, maybe it was intentional to funnel him out to the right? You figure he's not going to hurt you too much right here, way out in that right corner. But
that's true.
He's
not known for his crosses, for example.
No, I mean, in the way they're set up, they do have a little bit of support, right? Which probably makes sense why Mane scored the goal, right? Because they're shading towards Salah, but he's not going to. When he beats you here, it's a little more one-dimensional. It's not like when he beats you in the middle, right? Closer, more central, because then he could go right, he could go left, he could go, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe we got to give Bournemouth a little credit for forcing him there. Where's Mane's positioning in his heat map?
I mean, but he's just playing his spot.
You're saying there's nothing in this for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in.
You're all about Hendo.
I'm telling you,
you're all about Hendo today.
I love that position. That position is the key to every game for me. And he's doing a great job. And this is even more surprising than I would imagine. He's pushing forward a lot more, right, than he would normally probably play. I'm sure if we went to a game where, I don't know, like a Man U game or Man City or Chelsea or whatever, this would not be the normal for him.
It would be a little more withdrawn.
He'd be a little bit more withdrawn, exactly.
So
because their possibilities of counters are much more of a threat than Bournemouth's are. Defoe by himself can be handled by.
Say in theory, now just bear with me here. This is purely hypothetical, but say your team that you support was playing against this team and this player, maybe in, I don't know, a big game in a couple weeks. Do you have a plan? Would you make a specific dedicated plan to shut down Henderson or deny that space we were just talking about?
Yeah, there would have to be somebody who pressures him constantly.
Because you're saying it, or what I'm hearing is if you go, all right, the danger man is Salah or Mane, right? It's too late. If you have to mark one of those, you're basically coin flipping to the other one, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's it's a recipe for disaster. So maybe cut it off at the source, like the guy who's going to get the ball to those guys.
Right, because it's like you were talking about. If the ball moves from a defender straight to Mane or Salah, it's an easier defensive position for Roma to be in than if it goes through Henderson first, because it's an extra work rate for Strootman, for De Rossi, and for Nainggolan to have to figure out. It gets them more tired. If you can shut off the pass to Henderson or slow him down or not make him as effective, it's easier to mark these guys. Does that make sense?
Is Strootman back? Is he fully healthy?
Yeah, he's
Is he as good as he was before?
No, I mean, Strootman's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's
limited.
a workhorse, right? And it's not that he's a fantastic player who's going to change games for you, but he will make the hard tackles. He'll just sick and beat on Henderson all game. And that's probably who they would do. Or they put Nainggolan, just all you do is just pressure him all day, right? And then you hope to win the ball from him, lower his confidence, or work around him on offense. That's the only thing that we can do. Our game against you guys is going to heavily rely on Dzeko having a good game. That's all it's going to be.
Well, where else are your goals going to come from, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is
set
like
pieces and Dzeko, right?
And Dzeko, right? Yeah, I mean, Perotti occasionally has a good game. He got shut down by that kid from Barcelona, the right back.
Oh yeah. Nainggolan can score from deep too, right? Like
he's inconsistent, but yeah, he can score.
He'll try.
He'll try.
He'll
try.
Sure. He'll fire him.
And then every so often we might throw in the Turk, and then we'll see what happens, right?
Hey, I loved his celebration.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Or no, I'm thinking of the Greek.
You're thinking of Manolas.
I'm
talking about.
Okay, you think of the guy that sent that whip that got the assist.
The guy who sent in the cross, for the corner. Yeah. And I can't say his name right now. What is his name?
Starts with an U, doesn't it? Or an U, a U.
Oh yeah. It's everyone's sniffing around him now. What's that guy's name?
Wow.
Your boys. Unger.
Yeah. But what's his last name?
I thought that was his last name.
Che Unger. Yeah, that's right.
You were telling me about him.
Under with a D, yeah.
Yeah.
Under.
Yeah. I mean, he could be a threat, right? He's kind of has the potential to be a really good player.
Yeah.
So he can be the one that maybe attacks your weakest link there on defense.
Is this first season with you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think technically he came last season, but he didn't play much. Now he's actually starting to play. So.
No surprise here as the second half kicks off. 45% coming down Mr. Salah's way. Yeah. So I'd be surprised if that number got any smaller. It's probably only going to get bigger, right? He wants his goal. You got to feed the beast a little, right?
He's going to get it.
Plus, this game isn't over, right? I mean, it's only one.
Yeah, it's only one. But I mean, the way it's going, it'd be a shame to
hit it.
Take a shot.
Ooh, lay it off. Yep.
See, too fancy, right?
Too much.
Take a shot, right? Why not take a shot?
You want to just get a little closer, get a little clearer traffic. Plus, he knows that Firmino is probably the layoff king. Like, there aren't that many number 9s who are first thought is always, let me try and lay this on for my other guy to score, rather than like, let me just turn and pop.
What game was it? Firmino gave that assist, the back heel that lifted it over the defender's foot.
Oh yeah, that was dirty.
Straight through to.
Was that Man City in the league or what?
No. Or was it? I don't know. I don't remember. But you're right. Firmino with the back heel.
The king of the layoff. He loves it. Like he gets as much joy from that as he does tackling or scoring. Here we go.
Get there. He's got it.
Don't hit it.
Volley?
Oh, I thought he was.
Is that Defoe?
Tracking back.
All the way back.
You have to sometimes, right?
And then there's no outlet up top for Bournemouth.
Yeah, I mean, you win it back there, but then what?
Yeah. Then that. You run up and you have to go back. It's okay.
He also does that sometimes.
Firmino's so good at that, man. I'm not.
You know what?
Not fouling people. He's winning those balls in our half.
Running back for him, and I feel like that is that is so hard to not foul someone, and he only gets called like maybe 50-50, which is like it's great odds for like how aggressively you come from behind and like with power. Like normally that's like 9 times out of 10 that's an instant foul the ref calls, but he's able to like pull it off, or I don't know if it's fair or if he cons the ref or how he does it, but like he gets away with it a good number of times. right? Like enough that starts counterattacks where it's like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'll take that.
You know who our best player has been this game?
The linesman.
That linesman with his offside flag. He's having a blinder out there. It's great. Saved our ass.
That is one thing that
blinder
Roma will have on you
isn't
guys.
blinder bad?
Blunder bad, blinder good.
Is blinder good? I thought blinder's bad.
Blender breakfast.
Blinder.
I have no idea what you guys are saying right now.
We'll talk about it later. We'll do a little Italian translation a little bit later.
Good
There
hustle.
you go, Van Dijk.
Yeah, because Bournemouth, their disallowed goal, that he wasn't off by much, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close. But like I said, I think that was only like circumstance because the defender saw he was offside, so they stopped marking the guy who actually scored.
Right.
Salah.
Oh, just
Take him.
Just take
Send
him.
him home.
Put him on that right.
He's on the bad touch.
I mean, they kind of whoa. They kind of know his move now, right? Like, he still pulls it off though.
But he went right in that case. And
Yeah.
and then his right touch brought it too far inside and allowed the guy to suck in.
As a defender, man, it's got to be a nightmare playing against him because
Yeah,
you figure he's so reliant on his left, and if he's only gone to his left, let's say up to this point, like he just went to the right. Let's say that's the first time he went to his right.
Yeah.
If he's before that, he's only gone to his left. As a defender, you're marking him. You're thinking like, okay, is it this time? Is he gonna go to the right? This time?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
He's got to go
stuck, like,
eventually.
which way? Like which way? Like you kind of have to. So I mean, that was.
I think that's the same thing everybody's been
play.
saying about Robin. Though, like he's gonna go to his right. It's gonna happen, and he just always cuts to his left.
That would have been the time maybe to have a right-footed pop.
Oy. Yeah, if anybody's made a career out of
Cutting
being
in.
so reliant on one
that's a-
foot,
one foot.
it's
Foul for
Robin.
sure. That was a yellow card.
There's no need either.
Man, Defoe's getting all the way back there.
Yeah, I know. He's way too far back. Yeah,
Mm.
look at that. That's a yellow card for sure.
That's a yellow card. How dare he?
Ooh.
Yeah, he kicked out a little bit too.
I don't even understand.
Extended.
There is no. Sometimes there's a need to go studs up when you want to like block the ball
Right.
down. There was no need for that there. You want to poke it forward. Like I don't know even why he had his studs up there. That was a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that. He's so deep
Yeah,
in
you're
their
so
half.
far
You
away.
don't.
Oof.
You don't need a foul like that there.
Don't push Salah. That's not what you want to do.
It was a love tap. It was a love tap. Come on, Sauce.
Little tap?
He's not an aggressor like that. He's the nicest guy, man.
Happy-go-lucky. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him in the World Cup.
Oh yeah,
Who's in that group?
He's in Russia's group. Egypt.
Oh, that's right.
Egypt, Russia. Who else?
Isn't there one other African team or something? Group A. Egypt, Russia, Saudi Arabia. Sorry, not African,
Uruguay.
but yeah, Uruguay.
It's real racist of you.
I was thinking of teams that usually get crushed.
Ouch. It's even worse.
I'm pulling for Egypt.
You have to, right? Especially because you know how much it means to him, and you know how much he has to do, right? Like
Yeah.
we talked about, like having that pressure relieved and not having to be the only guy.
This is all him.
That's
Kinda the
it's a
only
complete
guy,
inverse,
yeah.
right? If he doesn't score, who name me one other Egyptian player? Name me one other guy on the team.
The guy that signed for LAFC.
The guy that
What's
played
his
with,
name?
oh no, that's Turkey.
I said name. I
didn't
said
say-
name. I want names.
I don't want to say his name.
names.
Like Gaber, something like that.
Someone asked me, who's
El Neni. El Neni's Egyptian, right?
who would you say is the greatest Egyptian player of all time? And I said, well, I'd still have to, at this point, I think Salah could retire tomorrow, and I think he would still be it, right? Like,
I mean, he's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about Egyptian
I think
football
of like
history.
what was his name? Who used to play with Tottenham? Mito. He played in the Premier League, and that's as much as I can say about him.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
He
The
was
only
a-
other
he was a
Egyptian I can think of
scrub.
is El Shaarawy, but he's technically Italian.
Yeah, Italian.
Yeah, I don't know.
think it has to be. So, I mean, even if we're missing someone, we're not missing someone who was in like conversation for like World Player of the Year and stuff.
No, for sure not.
For all we know in the World Cup, I mean, with all the attention that Salah's gonna get, you know, playing against.
Well, the good thing
those
that
teams in their group, I mean, someone could step up for Egypt. Someone could.
I mean, that's possible. The good thing for Egypt and for Salah is they're playing in a group that is a passable group that they can move out of that group. Right?
Yeah.
This is not a group that they're going to have to play like the toughest teams out there. They're not playing Brazil. They're not playing Germany. You know. So this is definitely a passable group.
You the biggest threat you have is a very down Uruguay, that, you know, like a fading team, right?
Yeah, that's not at their peak anymore. Right, for sure. So,
and Russia at home, but I mean,
it's still Russia.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's not exactly.
Hey, all those teams qualified, man. U.S.
Italy,
isn't it? Italy, Holland,
Chile,
yeah, they're not in it.
So we I mean, it's
I mean,
you say that, but they're in it. You know,
they're there. They're there. We're watching on
for
TV.
A reason.
What a calamity!
Didn't Egypt win the African Cup of Nations?
They qualified. They like got in barely. Remember, because Salah had to hit that penalty at the end.
That's right.
So it came down. I think they played in the final. I think didn't they lose the final, or they did a couple years ago of Cup of Nations.
But then who won it?
The tournament that no one watches. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't watch a lot of AFCON myself.
You don't?
Believe it or not. Well, it's in the middle of the season.
They changed now, right?
I think they did. When they realized
they're not doing it. Were they doing it every year? They're not
every
doing
two.
it.
I'm telling you, it's the tournament no one knows, but we know of because it's usually like a nuisance when your player disappears for.
Right.
We did it last year, right? Because I remember Matip didn't.
Yeah. And Mane.
All right, the second's coming now.
Right there. Boom.
Ooh. Good shot.
Van Dijk.
Marcus, what are you laughing at over there, huh? What are you laughing at? Jeez.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Cameroon. No. Yeah, Cameroon won and beat Egypt.
In the last AFCON?
In the last time, yeah.
Did Eto'o play in that one?
What happened to Ivory Coast, right? Wasn't there a period of time where Ivory Coast was just...
They were the African team to beat.
Yeah, but they were also like, this is the year that an African team is going to win the World Cup, right? Because they had Drogba, they had...
the
Tourés.
But they also had, what's his name?
Gervinho.
Gervinho, yeah, there we go. Like, they had everybody.
They had a couple players. There was a couple more that like played around, yeah.
Gervinho was with the Roma, right?
Roma, when Salah was with Roma.
Okay.
Yeah, we had your guys' setup, essentially. The two fastest guys in the world were playing for us.
Yeah.
And they had so many opportunities, but Gervinho he's just like when he was at Arsenal.
He's just fast.
He was super fast, but he missed so many opportunities.
Oh.
It was painstakingly frustrating.
He's fast, but not fast with the ball. Salah
was fast with the ball, yeah.
Or at least has become that way in the last couple of years. I think even before he went to Roma, he wasn't fast with the ball. Like he was just like.
He was just very, very quick, yeah.
Put the ball down, I'll win a foot race, and like.
He wasn't Kaká fast with the ball until recently.
Yeah.
Kaká, man, he's one of those guys where it's so unassuming. You wouldn't think he's that fast with the ball. Just I don't know if this is like his body like structure or something.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like that guy.
He just looks like he's jogging all the time.
But then he gets on the ball.
God, there was that Brazil-Argentina where he just smoked by Messi.
Glides.
And took it from his own 30 all the way down the field.
What a rise and fall that was, right? Like.
Yeah, he really
just disappeared.
Once he went to Real Madrid, it was just over.
It's over. Once he got hurt, I think.
Yeah.
Not Jordan Ives' day.
Sorry,
I'll tell you what.
Still love you though.
When he left, I had a little bit of like, this one might come back to haunt us.
You think so?
I don't feel that way anymore.
No.
I think he's one of those players that looks like appealing coming through like the English setup, youth setup, where it's like he's athletic,
Yeah.
He's got some skill. He plays hard, tackles hard, like does all like the little like things that especially like English coaches seem to like admire and value.
Right.
But he just doesn't have like a lot of like game intelligence. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like you could slot him into a good team, and he's just like gonna like, you know, he's not on the wavelength of Firmino or Salah or these guys passing the ball and moving. Like, just something missing there, right? Like it's
some savvy.
Yeah, a little bit of you got to have a little bit of that. At least Bournemouth are having a little bit of a go now, or trying to.
Pushing up.
That's good for Liverpool. We like it when they come.
Yeah, it gives you space.
Please come attack.
You know, I just remembered that the owners of Liverpool also own Roma.
Boston. It's all the Boston connection.
What, FSG?
Is it FS? No, it's what is their group name? I don't think they have 100% ownership in Liverpool, right?
It's the Fenway Sports Group. Your guy is what's his name? I saw him talk at Sloan Sports Analytics Conference, and then there's that great clip the other day of him jumping in the fountain.
Yeah, Pelota, you're talking about?
Yeah, Pelota. He's a funny guy.
What is that? What is that company name?
There's a tiny little minority.
They own an ownership interest, yeah, and they also own, I think, the part of the Boston Celtics and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, so that they must be super happy that two of their clubs are in the finals or semifinals, but probably not so happy that they're both
playing against each other.
I mean, I guess
it guarantees.
Final, yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Firmino looking for another layoff.
He went for it.
Couldn't get it clean though.
It might be too predictable now.
You think
they just might expect Firmino to.
He's got to switch it up a little, vary his game. Ooh, that was lucky.
You gotta keep him guessing.
Offsides.
No.
He's got it.
Do it.
Oh, really?
He was? No. Not Bobby.
Not Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just a foot. Yeah. Again, look at how perfect you had to see that. You know what I mean?
Telling you, the linesman, player of the game. Give him the ball. He's had a day today. Who are Roma linked with in the transfer market, or is it too early for those rumors?
Yeah, not that I've heard of. I haven't heard of anybody.
Nothing?
I mean, not to buy, but
get rid of some of the dead weight?
Yeah, like Chad Under's been talked about going to Man City.
Really?
Yeah.
Let him go.
You think so?
Let him go.
Let's use him for another year.
So that's the Klopp philosophy. If he doesn't want to be here, if they don't want to play for us, let him go.
No, it wasn't that he was asking for it. Apparently, it's Man City has sent over some scouts to look at him. But I don't know. I don't know his mindset on it.
Today was something of a banner day for Mane. He set a record. He's now the highest scoring Senegalese player in Premier League history.
Okay. Oh, really?
44 goals.
Okay.
Good for him.
How many of those for Liverpool? How many for Southampton?
I think, I don't know.
What do you think?
Probably about 26
he has
for Liverpool, maybe, I'd guess.
How long
he has like 14 for us this season? Now 15 maybe?
And maybe more than that. Actually, he didn't score that many for
Come on. 4 and 4. Just crack it, man. Just crack it.
He went for placement, but
didn't connect really.
I'm with you guys. I don't like this. I don't like that he's not doing well this game.
You want him to. You want more.
It just has me worried for when he actually starts to do.
You think that he's getting his bad game out of the way now?
Out of the way.
That was strange. I gotta say that was strange. All right.
Plenty of time. Salah's going to get it.
Mane had 21 for Southampton and the rest for Liverpool.
Okay. So you say it's 44 total?
Yeah.
Do the math.
23.
That's 23.
Today was 23. So it's a pretty good split.
Ooh, that's got to be on. Oh.
No.
Come on.
I take it back.
Come on, Sammy, how are you going to question the linesman this game, man?
Let's see if he's got it right.
How are you going to question the assistant referee this game, huh?
Let's see.
No.
Yeah.
That's close. That's close. The 4 of the 5th defender was giving him on.
I'll give the linesman a little credit. Firmino was like even with him, but he was closer, so you didn't. You know what I mean?
Didn't really tell.
Yeah.
And defenders behind him.
Don't you try to lay off?
Firmino?
That's Bobby's thing. Don't you do it?
Do you think they call him Bobby?
The fans do.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Bobby.
the players do.
I don't know if the players do.
I mean, Roberto's just it's too long. It's not, you know. The time way too busy for that kind of name.
I'm sure the players call him Bobby. They gotta call him Bobby.
Yeah,
It's Bobby.
Just like Salah, they call Mo probably.
Mo, yeah.
Yeah.
They call him Mo. Is that what they call him at Roma?
Yeah.
See, it's universal.
No, I
Everyone,
think they call him by his last name at Roma. Whenever he's at Roma, they call him by his last name.
Mo's so easy. Though. Everyone can say that. And no matter what your first language is, you can say Mo.
But you might confuse it for other words in Italian.
Oh, maybe.
Mo?
Yeah, like expressions. It's good
Oh,
touch.
yeah.
Oh. How about that Firmino control, though?
That control is nice.
I like
too.
that. Oh, you just picked the wrong guy for the layoff.
Anderson, I've just been talking about how great a game you were having.
He cursed it. Look at
Who-
you see Milner
who was that-
laughing?
who was that a pass to, though?
Is that Milner laughing on the bench there?
That one was more offside.
Yeah,
than
that was
the
more
first one.
offside than the last one.
This linesman's really messing up our predictions here.
This one play here was just like contradictory to everything we've been saying.
Everything.
So,
Yeah.
The
Both the linesman,
Hendo.
Henderson.
We got another one coming, though.
What was your prediction? You said two. You said two.
Feeling good about it right
I think
now.
I think it's a little more likely. You guys been following Europa League at all?
Yes,
Results?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch Lazio just destroy it? I mean, just
Salzburg?
yeah. Nobody's
what-
talked about it, but theirs was almost just as bad as Barcelona.
It was what, 3 goals in 4 minutes or something?
3 goals in I think it was like 4 or 5 minutes. Oh my god. How do you do that?
Yeah, how do you let that happen?
Oh, you could have flicked it.
In 4 minutes too. I mean, you're winning 5-2 on aggregate with 20 minutes left, and you end up blowing it. Like,
That hurts. That hurts.
For sure.
Firmino's going to get himself a yellow card soon. He's getting too much attention from the referee. Offside, a little foul here, a little foul here.
A little capoeira right there.
Yeah. Give him something fancy. I'll tell you what, 9-6 on fouls in favor of Liverpool of 9 fouls, right? Isn't that just like epitomizes this Klopp team, right? You have 70% of the possession, you have the lead, you're the aggressor, and yet you still have more fouls than the other team, right? Like that just shows like you just want that ball back as soon as you lose it. Like you just have to get it back. You have to press.
Pressing, yeah.
I love that. You never see that. Like it's always the other way around. It's a Klopp hallmark.
So, what do you guys think? Predictions for Arsenal Atletico?
Yeah,
What
that's a
do you
good
think?
matchup.
What do you think?
That's a very good matchup. I don't know.
Uh,
When Atletico play well, they're a really good team.
I feel like Griezmann.
Oh, what a ball! Bring that.
Whoa,
you can't call
whoa!
that.
Hand in the back. Come on,
That
referee.
was-
Where's Oliver?
There was,
Exactly.
Where's Mike? Where's Mike?
I don't know. There was definitely
Come
some
on.
contact there. Didn't help that he missed that right there.
That's a soft
Yeah.
foul. If anything, he put his
Looks
hand
like
on
he got
his,
his
he puts
legs
his hand on his
tangled.
back.
Tangled?
No, he's falling.
Ah.
If he touched his foot, I would give it to you guys.
Mo wouldn't do that unless he had a reason to.
I think he just fell. I don't think that he actually.
Just lost his
He
balance.
got kind of turned around.
You know what it was? He took a bad run at that. Did you see
Yeah.
when the ball was played? He cut in.
Yeah.
He should have been running just straight forward.
When you're running that fast though, and I think even when you're like kind of disoriented because you're trying to look at the ball coming over, like any little touch probably
Yeah,
just throw.
a tiny touch is enough to upset
enough
the
to
balance,
throw you off.
topple you. Our Mo wouldn't go diving. That's not what he does.
No, man, he's a saint.
He's a saint.
He's a saint.
How many non-European players or Argentina or Brazil players get like glorified the way we're glorifying Salah? You know what I mean?
Oh, English players get that too. Rooney got it for years.
No, that's what I'm
right?
saying. I'm saying how many
But like,
non-European or like Argentina, Brazil?
Oh, non-European? I thought you said non-Argentine.
You know, like if you
Okay.
include
Oh, okay.
Argentina,
Okay.
Brazil,
So like, all right. So
then
African, North American,
Asian, Australian. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty good.
Antarctican.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh,
my God!
Wow,
that was
fantastic.
What? With the head.
That
With
was
the head.
beautiful.
Who sent that ball? Was that Trent?
It must have been. It was from Trent's. That is a hard finish.
Oh my God.
Oh. Someone check. Make sure Kane didn't get the last touch off that. Did Harry Kane touch
Where was
that
Harry?
last? Someone check.
Marcus, where's Harry?
Where's Harry on that? Wow. That was not easy.
It's definitely onside.
Totally onside. I couldn't. Wow.
That was a nice touch.
That's exactly where you have to play that ball. Trent.
Yes, Trent. Oh.
Good
He's on a wow, dropped a dime.
You know he's going to blow past you. You know he's going to cut inside. You know he's going to get that. But when he scores those, it's kind of, what do you do?
How do you defend against him?
Yeah, what do you do?
Wait, if it's not with his left, it's not with his right, it's with his head. You know, it's.
Look, we're doing what we just talked about, right? We talked about how Salah, up until this point, has had a mediocre game.
Sure.
And now all of a sudden he scored a really nice goal.
And that's what you remember.
Yeah.
That's what's worth remembering.
I mean, he's no longer a winger. He is a pure goal scorer now, right? Like that's what he does. His job is just score. So like, that's how I guess you kind of measure him now, right? Like.
But like when the game ends, nobody's gonna look at the other stats. They're gonna look at.
I'll look at him.
You maybe.
I got him right there. I'll look.
In the history of it, people aren't gonna remember this game for his stats. They're gonna remember it for that goal, right?
You're right.
I was arguing with one of our friends, Lorenzo Stoller. I was arguing with him about he's a big Juventus fan. So I was arguing with him after the game about the Real Madrid Juve result.
Sure. Oh, I bet he had some things to say.
He was all complacent about it, and he said essentially, "I'm very happy with the way we played. It showed heart. It showed passion, and it showed that we're still a great club." And I was like, "That's great. That is. But in 5 years from now, nobody's gonna remember that. Only thing they're gonna remember is that you guys lost 4-3, right? And like." Nobody's going to remember the way that happened.
They might remember because of Buffon's last moment, right?
Maybe, but in the statistics book, it's not going to show that you guys came back from 3-0 down. You know, it's going to just show aggregate 4-3, Real Madrid advanced.
Right, right.
And it's not fair. It would have been better had it been 3-3 with an asterisk that said Real Madrid advanced on away goals
penalty
or
kicks
penalty kick.
Nice crack.
Yeah.
That was great. Now, okay, 2-0, 70 minutes, Salah's got his goal. You think Klopp's starting to be like...
It's time to start taking a player out or two, yeah.
Danny Ings time.
I want Ings to do well so bad, man. I want to do well so bad.
Is there any player you like, man, this guy's got bad breaks, he just keeps his mouth shut, never works hard, always, even like in training apparently works hard, and obviously in the field he's running, like, can we get this guy a goal? Like, he deserves it, you know? A couple ACLs, injuries. Still hanging around,
He's made his way back, man. You it's
hard not to pull for a guy like that. He almost scored against Burnley, his own club. Remember, he had that one shot blocked, but.
Someone put it in, right?
That was like third or fourth.
I feel like Liverpool's midfield is still testing the speed of Salah and Mane. Like they just keep sending crazier and crazier balls forward to just see.
Yeah.
Say, hey, let's see if you can get this one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put a little more on this one. Let's see if you can get there. Yeah.
We're going for Olympic results at this point. Yeah.
You see a clip of Usain Bolt training with
Dortmund. Yeah.
Dortmund.
He didn't look half bad. Really.
No, he really didn't.
Yeah. He scored a pretty nice header too.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, could Dortmund really utilize his speed? And how long could he keep it going? You know,
as a sprinter,
he's got straight line speeds. So you figure there's like one specific circumstance where it works. It's like where you're on the wing and you have maybe one guy to go around where you can just use pure pace. Other than that, you have to be able to do something with the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is like we were talking about before. Like, there's a difference between like Gervinho being just super fast all the time,
right,
and somebody who can actually be fast with the ball,
change directions.
Yeah, I don't know if he could do that. But if you're in like a pinch and you need just somebody down the wing, send it long. That's pretty good outlet.
Yeah.
You could do worse than the fast man.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Big game, James.
James.
Who's coming out?
James Milner.
Gotta be Salah, right? Is there? I mean, anyone in? I guess Hendo's on a yellow card, right? So.
Yeah, maybe.
Is there danger of?
Here we go.
Is
Here we go.
this
Here we go.
offside? Here,
Oh, just give it to him.
Firmino.
Just give it to him.
He's looking for a pass.
Oh,
Good cut.
come on.
Oh, too unselfish. Just finish it.
Also, he didn't really hit it. He should have.
Well, because he wanted to cross it, but then they blocked. They like stepped up to deny the cross.
Oh, he tried to make it pretty.
He wanted. He was looking for an assist.
Tried to make it pretty.
He was looking for an assist.
Just put it away, man.
He's so unselfish.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't for the assist. He tried to.
I think he tried to score it.
took
He
the
just
shot.
messed it up,
Yeah. Kind of scuffed it.
When we watched the replay, he wanted to hit it. I don't know who it was on the left because I was looking at him only, but he wanted to play that square ball, but the defender got back and recovered, and then the shot was an afterthought. That's why it was kind of tame. I swear. I promise you.
Okay, we'll see. I think he was just trying to make the goalie and the
pretty
defender
hard
look
defending
bad.
for him right now. Ooh, Henderson, we talked about this.
Right? That's danger. Although, yeah.
Nothing. Too much. Too much. No, you're not gonna beat Andy like that. You're not gonna beat Andy like that. He's too fast.
Tireless.
I don't think Arsenal's gonna get past Atletico.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I'd agree with that. I feel like at this stage now that there's a little, early in Europa League, it's like, what the hell are we playing for, right? This isn't Champions League. But once you get close, semifinals, you kind of have a sniff of actually winning.
Start smelling.
Then
yeah.
Atletico going to turn on. Then
from
Griezmann
Champions
starts
League?
carrying again. What
Ooh,
was that?
He's in.
How far are Arsenal from Champions League?
Come on.
Great. Was that Hendo?
Like in the table?
Yeah.
They're in 6th right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
So
a
this
good
is probably their
game in
best
hand.
chance to make it to the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
So I feel like they're going to have something better to play for
Then Atletico?
against Atletico. Yeah, it's much more important for
Means
them.
more to Arsenal.
Yeah, it's going to be
But-
much more to
yeah.
Arsenal because
Yeah.
Atletico is going to get Champions League, if I remember correctly.
This
Or
is
Villarreal still
this
up
is
there.
Arsenal's only chance. They're 13 points behind Tottenham right now. So
They're not closing.
No,
that gap.
Atletico's second. Yeah, that's right.
What was that?
So they're going to get.
My guy.
There's your boy.
My guy with the
There's your
linesman.
boy.
Hey, you know what? I'd rather have that linesman kit and wear that around town than I would that ugly Bournemouth away teal bridesmaid dress, right? Come on, you know better than that.
See, he was shooting.
Oh
it,
yeah,
so
no, he was
he's
shooting.
shooting.
He was shooting
No,
all day.
I know he was shooting there, but he waited so long because what Mane off?
Maybe he's tired.
I thought Mane. Yeah.
I think Mane tires maybe before Salah. Like Coutinho used to always get subbed out around 60 or so. He just
Mane's always been really good at reacting to the second ball.
yeah, he's always the first one to jump
Yeah,
there. Like
he's
against
just
Everton was
so
last
quick.
year or whatever.
So quick from a dead stop, man. He just jumps on it.
You know what's
Like that goal against Everton, was it
Everton.
last season.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it came
yeah.
off the post at the
Yep.
very end. First one on it.
Yeah. You know what? That goal was that an Alexander Arnold cross that first for Mane? The first goal.
I don't remember.
Basically both our goals came off crosses on the right wing.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that one was a follow up, but the initial shot, right?
I think it was either Arnold or Hendo.
It's kind of nice to have that in the arsenal now, where it's not we don't have to dribble and pass our way, and we can fire a little cross and something good can come too, right?
Yeah.
It's good to have in the locker.
Yeah.
Bournemouth's trying to get some players.
Oh.
All right, Lovren.
Here we go. Here we go.
He called for something.
Sub?
I don't know. He looked to the bench and he motioned over. I
Who?
wonder what it is.
Lovren?
Pull something. Bicycle? Oh, the unnecessary bicycle. I love it. In your own box, like no need for it. All right, Liverpool now have officially 3 players to score 40 plus goals in all competitions in a season.
Oh.
It's a good idea. It's a very hard pass. It's a curve around the back.
Yeah, he just didn't get the weight right.
40 goal guys. Roger Hunt, 1961-62. Ian Rush did it twice in 84 and 87.
Oh, what are you talking about?
And now Mr.
40
Salah.
plus goal in all competitions.
40 plus goals.
Okay, in a season.
That's pretty good company he's got.
Score 40
Oh,
goals.
because that was number 40.
That was 40 in all comps. 41 could be coming to a theater near you soon.
I think, you know, looks like, well, we still have 2 subs.
Yeah.
I think I'll get another one.
Right
there,
here?
Right here.
Nope. What's
penalty.
I fouled him. I got to put my hand up. I think it's a penalty. I got to be honest. What was he putting his
No,
hand
he
up?
wants the
Good
penalty
guy,
taken
good
all the
guy
way down to
Cook,
the other
man.
end. Look at them standing and cheering.
Don't play it short.
Quick. You don't play. You see who's giving it to? He's giving it to Trent.
That was the Ox, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
No, I think it was Trent.
Trent. Oh, I think it was Ox, then Trent whipped it in.
Here we go.
Stick with
Here
it.
it
Stick
is.
with it. Stick
Here
with
it
it.
is. Little pace to run
That
into.
pressure.
Look at the
What's he
number
calling for?
defended.
What's he calling for? What is that?
He's calling a play. It's like basketball.
He's
Computer blue.
he's calling computer blue. Chip it. Oh.
Nope.
Not
That's a
bad.
hard,
I would take that though.
yeah, but that's a hard one to hit, like
It's
leaning
not
back.
moving.
Yeah. No step up.
He's too tired.
I gotta see what was he doing with his. Oh, that's.
What a ball. Sheesh.
It was that hair on his head. He just cushioned it down.
Yeah.
Drop it in. Wow.
Perfect weight on it.
How much would you pay to be able to play on that field?
Everything I have.
Really?
It's not a lot.
every
not
dollar
so
to my
much.
name. All 2,000 of them.
Just imagine what it'd be like to be on that field playing. That'd be so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like turf, except your knees and shins don't hurt afterwards, right? Ball plays true. Lovren does look a little dingy.
It's a little banged up.
I think they're gonna sub him.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yes. Ragnar.
Ragnar
Nice.
just
About to
sounds
get
like a Viking
Ragnaroked.
name.
He's
Like
what?
what?
A Viking name, you know?
Oh,
Estonian?
totally.
But
Yeah.
doesn't it? Like you can imagine him on a boat.
Ragnar.
His name's Ragnar Klavan.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah, there we go. Just raping and pillaging.
It could be.
He would never do that.
No, not.
He's a saint. Everyone on Liverpool is.
Can do no wrong.
You guys have had a few do wrong guys.
Yeah, we have.
Suarez is
Suarez.
Checkered past.
probably
Yeah.
the most recent, bad boy.
What's his name too?
Bellamy.
No, not Bellamy. Uh-oh.
Craig.
Oh. How do you not? How did they not score?
Oh, what a save.
Darius. How did you save that? He was diving forward.
Come on, man.
That was dope.
Oh, it's not over yet. All the way in the back post.
Don't let him take you.
Standing up.
Oh.
Throw in.
Great save.
Has he replaced?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they didn't score the first one.
Who's the defender that
Yeah, we stopped it on the
right
line.
before that?
Ragnarok?
No, he's not on yet.
Wishful thinking.
Oh, come on.
Jesus.
All the way through?
All right, we
Okay.
kind of got let off the hook there.
And we're off. And we're off to the races. Here we go.
All right, who's making the run? Is that Firmino on the bottom?
Firmino, and then
Yeah.
is
Here
that
he
Ox
goes.
to the top?
Oh, what a ball. Come on.
Offsides.
Oh. Too late?
No need.
Just waited too long, huh?
Yeah.
Or did Firmino not hold his run?
Let's get a goal for Bobby, huh?
He's off.
Oh, barely.
Only because his arm.
That hand. Right there. Who's that? Lovren?
Lovren. And this.
He was a straight.
He was
at
just
him.
running. He was just running towards it.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe not the best clearance,
Horrible.
Yeah, but you gotta do
Clearance.
something.
Well, shit, he was coming straight at him, and he threw his body to the other side to, like, get a little sideways. All right. Not a bad game
Good
for
shift. Good shift,
Hopefully
Dayan.
he's all right. Well, hopefully Matip is, recovering somewhere.
somewhere, you know.
I mean, he's not
Coffee shop,
recovered. I don't
coffee
know.
shop down the street.
I don't see him. He's
at the pub.
He could be anywhere.
Oh, no.
We're getting a little complacent here.
That was close.
We're getting very complacent.
Yes. Towards the end of the game here, Bournemouth's got to do something.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good hit on the fly. You know what I mean? He hits it pretty well.
3. Bournemouth's pretty safe from relegation. They're at 38 points. Southampton's at 28.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, with what, 5 games left?
10 points.
How many games are left?
This is match week, 34? So 4 games after this?
4 games left. Wait, you guys are only in match week 34?
Or you guys?
Yeah, 34.
We're on match 31.
It's because you guys do those Christmas breaks.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Yeah, but Spanish League he's only 31, 32 also.
We got to get done with this shit. We got probably a Champions League final in May, so.
Okay, let's take it easy.
No more Bournemouth attacks.
No, this is good.
You like that? You're just more space for Salah?
Yeah, a little false confidence.
Bring everyone forward.
Yeah, all 5 defenders and 4 midfielders.
Yeah, because like not even Ake. Oh, even Ake's pushing up a lot. Yeah, so Bournemouth has Man U next, Southampton, Swansea, and Burnley. They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Yeah, because even if they lose this one and Man U, it's only 9 points. That's not. I mean, that's only 6. That's not enough to get relegated.
No. I mean, it could be.
I mean,
let's
things
say
would have to go really bad if they lose them all.
Yeah, let's say they lose. They end up losing this one, and then Man U, Southampton's next game. Southampton is. If they lose against Southampton, that could look a little.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need points.
Dangerous.
But they don't need them from these 2 games. They
Right.
need, a point against Southampton, and then the next few should steal it for them.
Yeah.
You should be safe. Tell you what, I'd feel a lot better with 1 more goal, so.
I don't know, I'm liking
Did you even give a prediction beginning of the game? Just ask us.
I just asked.
He just stirs the pot.
So whatever the final result is, I can just claim that as my own.
It's very nice.
Sanchez thing.
He's the host.
Control this. Karius has kind of solidified his position, right? I mean, I don't think he's any dispute about who our best goalkeeper is.
No.
Is he unbelievable? Is he De Gea? No, but do I feel okay with him back there now? Yeah, I think he stops shots all right, and he's kind of settled.
His confidence is
It's there now, right?
is pretty high. Yeah, it's good.
Oof.
That's a weird ball, you know?
Well, yeah. Like if Firmino gets there, what does he do with it?
Yeah, how does he turn that in? I mean, he has to have a ridiculous little
He'll think of something.
through the foot pass. Like, yeah, that's a weird.
Or maybe just
maybe
a little near post.
a little heel,
there.
maybe. Yeah.
He's Brazilian. He'll make it up as he goes along.
Yeah, that's how they live life as well as play soccer.
Look at Bournemouth now, having a little go at it.
I think it's more that Liverpool's just like, yeah.
A little complacent.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay. Is that with the old chest? There's Ian Rush. He knows about 40 goals in a season.
Yeah.
He looks like he could still bang in maybe five or 6 a year, right?
Just start warming up on the sideline.
Yeah, let's get him in. Get him a run out.
Put him in, coach.
Yeah. I think there's one more goal in this game, right? A couple minutes left. Bournemouth have to come forward.
There's 2.
He's sticking with it. I like that.
Oh, turn.
There's no need.
He got clipped.
Oh.
He got clipped.
I think Liverpool just walked this out, though, huh? 2-0 after a big Champions League game. Take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe your last win in a while.
Hit it.
Good hit.
Oh, that looked in.
Yeah, that was a great hit.
He loves those are the ones he loves. The little 3-stepper, control, watch. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Right there.
Doesn't spin. The ball didn't spin. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's how he strikes them.
Yeah, that strike against Man City.
Was nice, yeah.
No movement on the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I
no
read
spin on the ball.
I read that ball as it was going in. I could read the text on it.
Yeah, yeah. Clear as day.
If you're someone like, okay, maybe like Emre Can now, or like Philippe Coutinho, are you watching this and starting to go, maybe it didn't make the right move here, right? What do you think? Woo! I think that
Yeah, he gets it in. Look at that. Look at front three. One each.
One each.
One each.
That's what you want.
And I'm going to say Van Dijk with a header off a corner.
Yeah, you're still going for your
last one?
fourth? Klopp doesn't even look happy.
I mean, how much extra time is it?
No, I take it back.
It's got to be 3,
Dominic.
right?
Dominic's coming in.
Mr. Solanke?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Howe doesn't know what to do with this. Bobby. There wasn't even a lot of pace on that shot, right? It looked kind of just...
All placement. Bobby doesn't need pace, man. It's all placement.
Through the defender's legs.
Got the Omeg.
That's great. Open your body up. Look like you're going far post and just cut across.
Nothing chaps a defender more than something like that, where you get megged
Going through
on
the
a
legs.
shot. Because you kind of have to respect the like far post shot. You know what I mean? You're trying to make a block, so sometimes.
Yeah, you have to cover it.
Right. If you step up and you keep your legs closed because you're worried about getting megged, and he just curls at far post, everyone's gonna look at you like.
Looks even worse
Yeah.
than having it go through your legs. Yeah. How much time we got? 3.
3.
Okay. Your standard. Yeah, Dominic. Look at him. Look at him.
He wants to
it.
score.
He wants it. Come on, Dominic. Prove me right, please.
You want that 4-0. Could happen.
You know, I'm this close. You know, Fabio's already wrong. He's out of it.
it.
You didn't even guess. You didn't even give it.
I'd be happy with a 3-0 because then it means you're not right, and we split the difference.
That's so big of you.
We split the difference.
Just so you're wrong.
We're very petty here.
We are very petty. Oof. Could be one more.
Maybe they won by 2, not 2-0.
So now you want to.
A Bournemouth goal would be nice. And then yours would still be right too. 4 goals were scored, just not 4-0.
I think I split the difference between you guys,
very-
right? You said 2, you said 4. I
Yeah.
said I'll take 3.
Of course. That was a nice
It's
little
a
study
great way to look at things. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh!
The fourth.
That's
We still got it. We still got it.
Still
Play
on. Salah's coming with pace. Here he goes. The foot race
Look at
is
that.
on.
It's 5-on-3.
Leave it.
Robbo.
Oh,
You
that
got
was-
happy. You got excited.
No.
I was a little bit of
No.
up 3-0. Could be my chance. When defenders attack, you
Yeah,
know.
right?
Time to get
When
old.
defenders attack.
Time to get old Andy's name on the score sheet is what he's saying.
It's like, what was that show? Like when animals attack?
Yeah.
It's when
Yeah.
defenders
When
attack?
defenders
Oh,
attack.
I was thinking when Mars attacks. Wasn't that a movie?
That was a movie, yeah.
Both, I think.
Or
are
was that
pretty
just called Mars
applicable.
Attacks?
I think it was,
I think it was
Mars.
just Mars
But
No, it was just Mars.
Mars.
It gets shorter and
Mars
shorter.
Attacks?
See, it's love all around.
Is Mane's English good? I don't think I've ever heard him speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. I saw his Cribs episode.
What's he got in his crib? Anything notable? Is he a car guy or
Private chef, I think, from what I remember.
Oh.
I would too. I mean,
guess you kind of, especially when you really need to like maintain your weight.
your weight and body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you want to make sure like you're not cooking for yourself. That's for sure, right?
No.
But you also want to make sure you're not going out to restaurants a lot because who knows who you're coming up against who's not a Liverpool fan, right?
Right.
And starting
Right.
Someone could
to mess
put
with
some
your
shit in
food.
your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
15
take- can't take
seconds.
that
Play
risk.
them.
Well, that's what like in the World Cup, teams bring their own chefs and their own food.
Yeah, they don't
they
trust
import it
the
because they don't
local.
trust the locals.
Was after
Weird touch.
oh, who's on the back post?
Time for old Andy to get his goal. Oh, he blew the whistle.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Ah.
Take it. 3-0.
That was a good victory. It was impressive. I'll have to type up my scouting report and send it over to Eusebio there. But
How do you close this?
You know what? That was I didn't want to say it before, but that was a little bit of a trap game, right? That was one where you could get caught. Yeah, for Liverpool, you could get caught. You know, caught
getting
out.
complacent and
Yeah.
This is a match where past seasons we would.
Yeah.
We would.
Especially when you go, okay, what are you thinking about? Oh, we're safe in the Champions League. We're probably gonna make it. Let's like get Salah a goal. You know, you start playing for like little records and kind of forget about winning and losing games. And we handle it. We handle it. No big deal.
It kind of feels weird being being this comfortable. I don't feel right being this comfortable.
Is this what other teams feel like? I don't know.
This is what Man City feels like every game?
Yeah, it's very, very foreign to me. Let's see. How did Bournemouth? How many shots on goal would you guess for Bournemouth? Shots on goal.
On goal?
Yeah.
3.
4?
I heard 3, 4, 1 in the gallery. What do we think? 3.
Well, let's actually have you make a prediction this time as well. Not
Yeah.
How many goals? Shots on goal? I'm gonna say 2. I split the difference.
On goal?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
We're not playing.
Oops.
Price is right here.
Yeah, right. Drew Carey's gonna walk out.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Sorry.
There you go. Tackle map.
6 attempts.
0 on goal. That's
none
not
on
true.
goal. That's the way.
I guess
one
6
save.
is a save.
This
A
was
save
over.
should be on
This
goal,
was
right?
wide. These 3 were blocked. One shot on
Actual
goal.
save. Why doesn't that constitute a? Oh,
That's the whole game.
Goals.
That's the whole game.
That's the whole game.
The whole game. What do you want? You want to see it by half?
Yeah, by half it's gonna be 1.
Second
as well.
half.
Or
See,
just
they
that-
had
just that
five
one.
of their attempts. How many? So they had 1 attempt.
1 missed shot.
And the one shot from deep that skied the goal. I think it was over by a decent amount too.
Well, that's more than Man City in the first leg, right?
Right? Let's see.
Yeah, didn't Man City not have any shots in the first leg?
None.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
None.
Let's look at a little bit of the tail of tape here. Possession, pretty much
Embarrassing.
what you'd expect. To be honest, I'm surprised it was that low.
Well,
in the
because the
60s.
second half, Bournemouth started picking it up more.
True. Goal attempts, that kind of tells you mostly what you need to know, right? On target, we saw 1 on target. Who said 1? Marcus in the back said 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy at his computer got this one right.
Yeah,
Huh?
right. He probably already knew the stats. Double the passes almost.
Yeah.
I mean, not double, but
Almost
close.
2-1. Same with accurate pass. So you're making twice as many attempts passing, and you're 10% better at even completing them, right? That's pretty. Passes in the final third, 90. And I bet most of those came in the second half. Accurate passes.
We only had 1 yellow.
Yeah.
I thought
Henderson.
Ox and Hendo got yellows.
I think.
Was it Henderson?
I think Henderson actually didn't get one on that one that he probably should have. Yeah.
So it was just Ox?
I think it was just the Ox.
That's pretty surprising. 1 accurate cross. This is the one that led to the goal, I'm assuming.
I don't know if I believe that.
Salah's goal.
Salah's header.
That's technically a cross.
Was you wouldn't call him? I guess Mane is technically maybe that wasn't a cross in it.
Yeah.
I think that might have came from Hendo. A little more central.
Central, yeah, I agree.
Who was any notable players for Bournemouth? Is there anyone here?
Let's see what Defoe was able to do. Not
Defoe?
a notable player.
You
but
want to compare him to Firmino over there?
is that a fair comparison?
Striker versus striker. You want me to compare him to Karius? What do you? On target.
I mean, just like the number of zeros on the right side of that board is sad. And the only reason he had a successful pass is because he did
How
zero.
many
You know,
how many passes?
Hey,
did he
you gotta
get?
pick somebody else to compare with here.
How many
Defoe.
passes do you think Defoe had? Let's see.
5
5.
passes.
He had
He
5.
touched the ball 5 times.
5 passes.
All complete. So that's
Consistency.
100%. That looks good. But
Consistency.
5 passes, that's ridiculous.
Is this?
He never touched the ball. What's his heat map? How do I do that?
Heat map?
That's right.
Oh, he was dropping deep. He was dropping deep to get some
Look at that.
balls.
Look at this.
He barely moved.
This is your striker. This is supposed to be your traditional
He was
striker.
So
the
is
one
this-
up top, yeah.
Is this his fault or is this?
Coaching. This is Eddie Howe saying.
Yeah, Bournemouth just couldn't get on the ball.
Defend. Like, are you trying to like press Liverpool? Like, you know what I mean? The way they pressed you.
I don't know. It's surprisingly sad.
It is.
Yeah, I wonder what the team talk was before the match.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, the game kind of just slow. It wasn't like we scored all 3 in the first half, or like it was. You know what I mean? Like we scored one early,
like
and then
relentless
kind of got
pressure.
to half, and then kind of, you know what I mean? Just at the very end, a little bit, it got away. Like it's tough because there wasn't like 2 goals early where they could react, make changes, make subs, and be like, all right, this isn't. They could say this isn't working, right? Like there was never that moment where it's like, we're kind of in the game. We're kind of in the game. Maybe one goal and we get it back. Maybe one, you know, and then until it wasn't, until it got away. So I don't know. I don't know what Bournemouth really takes from this, but took an ass beating at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what they did take.
Let's see
I'm not gonna be able to sit down for a while.
who they got next week. The next match day,
West Brom.
What's wrong, Bournemouth,
Liverpool, West Brom,
Man U.
Yep, that's
Oh,
apparently
that's an early game.
that's the early game. Might have to sit that one out. And Bournemouth doesn't get any easier for them, huh?
Yeah, they play Man U.
TBD.
Is that a makeup game?
It's technically match day 35, but the time might be offset because of the what's the tournament that they play? Not FA Cup, but they're playing in what do they call it now? I can't even remember the
Carabao?
Yeah. It's been so many
cups.
names. It's been too many names.
What was it before that? What was it before Carabao?
It was Carling Cup
Carling
or
Cup?
Night Milk Cup or
Milk Cup?
At some point it was called the Milk Cup.
No way, man.
It's been called everything. I swear. It's silly. Should we look at the table? See where this leaves us?
Yeah. So I think that then that puts us, and we'll see Tottenham Man City coming up, but it should put us three above Tottenham.
Yep.
So yeah, you're big Man City fans today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we've played them,
Yeah.
however many times, 4 times this season, great. Yeah, let them. They can beat everyone, right?
Yeah.
Goal
At
difference,
this point.
still pretty good, right? 43. Spurs are behind us. Chelsea haven't completely surrendered, right? They're not out of it. They have a game in hand.
Yeah.
Tottenham have 2 games in hand, apparently. We knew they had 1, right? And then they'll play today.
Yeah.
Arsenal, you figure they got to win Europa League.
They have
Yeah,
to.
Arsenal's too far gone with only 4 games left.
Bournemouth are pretty safe. You usually figure 40 points is like the safe number they say for relegation. But you also look at 11. There's so many teams between them. West
See,
Brom.
like you don't want this though because Bournemouth, you want them to compete because they're gonna be playing Man U. You want them to at least try and suffer out a tie there.
I've given up
Because Man U
on
has 2
catching
games in
Man U.
hand.
Like
Yeah.
also what for, right? Like what second? It's not. It doesn't. The grand scheme of things, it doesn't.
Yeah, but it gives you a little bit less pressure than Tottenham coming forward, right?
Okay, well, how about reverse that? Let's get real meta. If they beat Man United and Man United are out of the title race, there's less pressure on Man City to win, right? And we want Man City to beat Tottenham. Those types of things.
But Man City's playing Tottenham now. Man U's not playing Bournemouth till Wednesday.
Who's Man City play the rest of the time? Let's see their schedule.
But I didn't realize that Man U has 2 games in hand.
Spurs. I guess that's about it. Spurs today. No one else is a threat to us.
I mean, they're gonna win the league by here probably, right? Maybe West Ham,
Yeah.
right? If they don't get it today, based on what happens on Wednesday, then they're gonna get it one of these next 2.
I mean, I would be surprised if they didn't throw everything they had at Tottenham, right?
Today,
They
yeah.
lost to Liverpool, lost to Man United when they completely bottled that
Right,
game.
Oh,
right.
man.
Lost to Liverpool again, dumped out of the Champions League, right? At some point, if you're that good, if you're running away with the league, you respond with like full force, right? Where you give a team a thrashing. Like it doesn't matter who it is. It's like you're angry, you've been embarrassed, like, right? Like
Yeah. I agree.
you get blood. So I don't know. That's my expectation at least.
Yeah,
Final.
I think
They go
Man
to
City.
31.
I think Man City will get the 3 points today. Yeah.
I mean, they're playing at home, right?
I
No,
think
they're playing away.
They're
That's
playing
right.
away.
They're playing in Tottenham.
It shouldn't matter.
I don't know. The crowd helps a lot.
Yeah.
I think.
I've heard that. I've heard the crowd turning events.
Yeah.
Sometimes being a little hostile to the away team. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that that about does it for us today. What was your final verdict for Liverpool and Bournemouth?
I mean, it was as expected. Obviously, they scored more goals than I thought they would, but it's a Liverpool team that's strong enough to cruise through this game.
Strong enough to win the Champions League?
Well, no. But
No?
no.
You still think whoever comes out of Bayern or Real is going to...
I think you're going to have a much tougher time with Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a very good team. Despite what happened with Juve and all that other stuff, they're positionally a great team. So
They got great players.
they have good players who move the ball well, attack quickly, defend well. They're a good team. Now, like I said before, though, in a one-off game on neutral territory in Kiev, in that case, could you beat them? Absolutely, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's over 2 legs, that's difficult. 9 times out of 10, kind of a thought process.
I hear you. Clean sheet today though feels pretty. That's some good defense. Like everyone talks about attacking and goal, defensive momentum matters too, right?
Sure.
So that was my big takeaway.
Confidence.
It's a matter of confidence.
It's great. Yes, I don't think it's any surprise. This is really good. I mean, West Brom's not gonna be a walk in the park, right?
Yeah.
So we have to do the same thing next week. I think even more than today, that's obviously because that's the game right before the first leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's going to have obviously more of an impact on morale,
sure,
and, momentum. So, but this is good. It all carries over.
Good result. Good result.
Great result.
Tomorrow, obviously, being the anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster, so the fans were in good voice. Players gave 'em a worthy performance. Always tough to play around that occasion, but I think after that, with the Champions League, with everything going on, it looked pretty routine. It looked good. I mean, the well-oiled machine. So, looking forward to watching them play again.
Yeah, very good.
Thoughts, comments, reactions? Loved it, hated it. Loved Fabio, hated Gabi. Vice versa. Everyone hates me.
Rice versa.
Vice versa.
Rice versa.
Little rice versa.
Rice versa.
Hit us up on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're out there. Any good comments, we'll show you some love. And keep tuning in. We'll be back next week. I'll tell you what game we're doing midweek. And that's about it for us.
Cool.
That's Gabi, Fabio, I'm Sevi, and if you are watching this, you are the convention.